All right, guys, I keep doing this all the time with the stupid pause button thingy majiggy. Right, we're there. We don't see Dave though.
No, you don't see me yet.
All right, yeah, you move.
You move into the frame.
There we go. There we go.
I'll move me. Stop moving the camera.
All right, so we actually have a special guest this time. Oh, you're moving back to college Sunday, Lindsay? Well, at least you're going to college. I never did that.
No college.
I didn't. I feel like an idiot sometimes. But yes, Cody, you are right. We have a lot to talk about, which, I wrote down some of the, little things here and there, like about Galaxy's Edge, Maurice Pierce, some D23 highlights that I felt that we should talk about. We're going to talk about Six Flags, Saudi Arabia quickly, Kings Island, because we were gone for 2 weeks, and some stuff, we'll talk about Orion real quick,
yep.
and SeaWorld San Antonio, and then, of course, what everybody's here for, the Six Flags announcements.
Of course.
So, for those that don't know who this fine gentleman is, we call him Crazy Dave. If you search in the playlist, you'll see some stuff from Crazy Dave.
Been to a few amusement parks.
Yep. He just came back from Germany.
Yeah, just come back from Germany, Netherlands, and Belgium. Experienced some pretty amazing parks over there.
Oh, you know what I can do too? Because I didn't write down the list about
Six Flags parks were getting what?
Yeah, I didn't write the list down because I'm like,
Let me pull it up on my phone. I'll have it up.
I can pull it up here. I can bounce between.
All right, you can bounce between screens.
Yeah. I just go like that. I click.
You just like watching the Jim Reed Anderson video.
Yeah, see, it's automatically starting. I wish I had time today to cut just the ending. I don't know how many of you saw the video. I'm sure everybody saw the video. Hey, what's up, DJ? What's up, DJ legend Larry? Larry, you know Larry. Larry and Tina?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be at the party Saturday.
Nice. Haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah, so, but yeah, they, what do you call it? I don't know how many saw the video. I actually did not. It's a family trip with Dave.
Well, no, it wasn't a family trip.
Oh, no. It was just him and Jody.
We went with the coaster crew doing the bus thing. So
to Germany, yeah.
47 of us on a bus all around Germany, Belgium, and Netherlands doing nothing but amusement parks. It was great.
Yeah, I was gonna go, but I couldn't go.
But you kind of bought a house, so,
Yeah, I had to buy it was a house or a German trip.
Yeah.
So I took the house. It was a necessity.
Kind of needed the house this time.
Yeah, I needed the house. Time. Yeah. So, but yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to break the news down quick. There's not a lot. Nice to meet you, Dave. He's the desperate Great Escape fanboy. He's always... They got a weird attraction. And we'll get into that because that attraction is really an upcharge attraction.
Yes. You
see those at fairs, carnivals.
I saw that the first thing I thought I was like, they're going to charge extra for this.
They're not, though.
They're doing it for free?
Yeah.
Okay, the capacity is going to be horrible.
Well, the only difference between that, it's a 4 across. There's it's not, instead of 2 back to back, or just 2, it's just 4 across.
I mean, it still looks fun. Don't get me wrong.
I've ridden
the skyscrapers. They're awesome.
I rode it at Maurice Pierce.
Yeah, and they're fun. They're really fun.
So all right, so a couple things about Galaxy's Edge that we're gonna talk about because I like to just get through the news because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the Six Flags announcements. We're gonna go over them one by one, and I want to get everybody's opinion on what you guys think about the announcements. Now, Rich said he was disappointed about the announcement, hoping for one of those Jersey coasters, and we're gonna get into that, and I'm gonna. What I'm going to do is, and I'm going to do this so, in this world, I'm trying not to piss anybody off, right? So we have to do that.
Yeah.
We're not trying to make anybody mad, but what my mission is I want to get something through everybody's head. And we've talked about this today about why everybody's not getting coasters and stuff. We talked about that today.
You can't spend $20 million a park.
Yeah, you can't.
In every single amusement park when you're as big as Six Flags or Cedar Fair.
Yeah.
That level is unsustainable.
So what we're going to do is, when we get to that, we'll talk about what I want to do is, because I've seen a lot, people have talked to me a lot about it, in messages and stuff, and I talk about it a lot on the show, because what I'm really sick of is the enthusiast community as a whole right now. It's really bad. because everybody is complaining about something. Like, I get it. People have wish lists. I have wish lists. This things I would love to see in New England and Canopy Lake and lake compounds, and it all comes down to money.
Come on, I live in Maine. I'm just happy when my park gets anything.
Yeah, he lives in Maine, so he gets screwed.
You know, most of my parks, when they get something new, it's going to be like your new ride for the next 5 years.
Or 10, depending
on what it is. I mean, Excalibur was the wood coaster that was built, and up until Wild Mouse came a decade later, that was the only new coaster at Funtown in my lifetime.
Yeah, so, and I get it. Everybody's got wish lists. I know Dave's got wish lists he'd like to see it all at all different kinds of, and I know I do. and I think what it comes down to is, I think it's just in our mindset what we want, and then we don't get it, we get upset. You gotta, and we'll talk about that when we get there. So let's just get everything out of the way, because I'd rather talk about the really cool. Well, everything's cool to a sense, but anyway. So Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I don't know how many of you saw the souvenir Coke bottles. It's Coke, Sprite, and Diet Coke.
The ones that TSA just banned.
Yeah, TSA has banned them. You cannot take them home on a plane because they look like, I'm gonna get a picture of this and download it quick. Star Wars Coke bottles.
Oh, I can't believe how big of an idea this is. We're gonna sell you a souvenir bottle, but you can't take it on the plane.
Look at that. Someone's selling them for $47 on eBay.
And that's because you can't get them on the airplane, so somebody's gonna ship it.
Yeah, I want images because that's just not. I don't want it on eBay. I just want a picture.
Shoot.
Oh, here we go. I'm just gonna steal this one from Slash. It's from Slash Film. So, there we go. I'm just gonna put it there. Then I'm gonna put it in the. I'll put it right here so you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about, and then understand why they are banning these, and then I'll explain the story. Oh, what was the?
What would be today's date? So 8/29.
Oh no, okay.
8/29 top one. See it? That top JPEG. No,
there it is.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Oh wait, hang on. Let me change the audio so people can hear what the hell I'm saying. All right. So see this picture right here. Disney is selling these at Galaxy's Edge in both parks. So it looks like a thermal detonator in the movies. That's what they look like. That's what they're chucking at people and stuff when they're battling. So with the problem that TSA is having is when they're seeing it and it's going through the machine, it looks like a real grenade. So it's causing some chaos. Yeah, so
TSA department.
So if you, and they're like $5 or $6 for that. Something like $5, $6, $7.
And they're going to take it away at the airport, so don't try to bring it home.
Yeah, just enjoy it. Maybe, if you go, if the first day of your vacation you have it, then you can take it to your room, take pictures of it, cuddle with it at night before you go to bed.
Put it in the UPS box, ship it home.
Yeah, you can ship it home if you really want it that bad, and you can sell on eBay for $50.
And buy it back at $50.
Yeah. Whatever it is. I'm just saying that it's kind of, I get where they're coming at with this, and it's stupid, but, the Taliban, huh?
Our chat screen.
Oh yeah, chat screen. We can't see what anybody's saying.
I know they're commenting, but it's like, where'd they go? There
they are. No, they haven't said nothing about the bottles. I don't think they care about the bottles.
They don't care about the bottles.
They don't care about the bottles. Move on to the next one. Maurice Pierre. I think people like dogs, right? People like pets, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
All right. So if you like dogs, if you happen to like dogs. September 8th is Doggy Dash and Splash in one of the water parks. I didn't write down which one, but you go to their website, click events. You can see the Doggy Dash and Splash. There's, I guess, a little doggy race, and then they're going to have a little doggy pool party in one of the pools. And the money goes to two different charities. One's for veterans with, PTSD. Another one is for, the shelters and stuff to help dogs. So there's that. Also with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Rise of the Resistance. We've talked about why it took so long for it to open. During D23, they actually showed video. You're going to watch that later because it blew my mind. I watched it today on the way home. The ride is going to be nuts. Just to give you an idea of what they talked about at D23, for those that are Star Wars fans and know, the stormtroopers will be able to shoot lasers like they do in the movie, and you'll be able to see the red laser like in the movie go flying across the room, bang off things, smoke, blow up, whatever inside the ride. The ride is basically, they said 4 rides in one. There's like a pre-show and dealing with all these different characters, and you get in your ride vehicle, and then you get captured by the First Order, which is the bad people. Then you got to get out, and then you got to get back at another ride vehicle at some other place, and then you got to get out, and then you got to get back on another. They said there's 3 ride vehicles you got to get in. So it's a long.
The logistics of it just sound
they said
mind-boggling. The amount of stuff they have to do.
Yeah, well, there's something like 300 animatronic stormtroopers.
Good Lord.
Life size. Have you ever seen anything like the 4-legged things in the snow? They have life size 2 of those inside. They have life size space, the fighter ships and stuff, X-wings, Y-wing, X-wing. What do you call it? The X-wings, the Y-wings, they got life size ships from the movies.
So we're finally seeing the Disney answer to Harry Potter is what it really is.
Yeah, and the videos that I saw about people that have actually been able to go inside, Disney took them into the room that you've seen the artwork on with all these stormtroopers just lined up inside the Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that Disney would show them. And I guess that's probably where they didn't show any of the effects going on.
Yeah, they just showed
showed them. They had no cameras allowed in.
Little teaser.
And everybody was like, holy crap, that's like legit, like
looks like it right out of the movie.
Yeah, it looks like you walked into a Star Wars movie and you're gonna get your butt kicked by stormtroopers or whatever. So, and he is a Trekkie. He's a Star Trek fan. I'm not gonna knock him for that, but he is. I am not a Star Trek. I mean, I could tolerate. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't hate Star Trek. I just don't love it.
Hey, I got lucky, man. Coaster number 600. 600
was Star
Trek at Movie Park, Germany.
So, yeah, so he likes Star Trek. I like Star Wars. To each their own. What else was there? So, yeah, I talked about that. That was the next thing on the list for that. I like going through the news like this, especially when I know there's like a big topic at the end. You know, I'd rather go through the news. So we're going to talk about Epcot, even though there's another Star Wars thing, but that's all right. So we all know about Ratatouille coming. We all know about Guardians of the Galaxy. I actually haven't got caught up on all the D23. There was just massive amounts of D23 news. It was insane. Well, today it officially opened, and it was to hit capacity at like 6 or 9 a.m. this morning. They had to go to the virtual queue reservation system for you to get in.
Yeah, and they said it was like
the one ride.
The wait for the one ride.
The Millennium Falcon was 255 minutes today. That's what, 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so.
The same thing. We watched the same thing happen with Hagrid's, though. When they first opened Hagrid's at Universal, that was like 4-hour waits, 5-hour waits. And people weren't even getting on in an 8-hour day.
Well, a lot of people waited. Well, a lot of people waited 10 hours the first day.
Yeah, but it's starting to level out now. Yeah, so it will.
I think what's going to happen, because everybody's saying that Galaxy's Edge is a failure in Disneyland. I don't
think it is. I think you're
there's
still
a lot
suffering from everything that happened with the blackout dates. I mean, Disneyland's got a whole different clientele, and a good chunk of their clientele are seasons pass holders. And what Disneyland did was they said, hey, if you want to come to Galaxy's Edge when we first opened it, here's $1,000 extra, but you can come with no blackout dates. Otherwise, you're blacked out.
Yeah.
And it kind of blew up in their face because the pass holders wouldn't spend that kind of money.
And plus, they raised the ticket prices.
And they're just simply waiting for the blackout dates to end because they know that's coming.
Yeah, so they just...
So they never got the attendance spike they expected.
No.
At all.
Yep. Josh nailed the ride and theme for... I couldn't believe that I actually nailed the 252. But I mean, again with the 252, what is Six Flags MO? What do they do? What do they always use for a theme? DC. It's so predictable. Everything.
It was, yeah. The one hint was somewhat easy, and then the ride we thought we were getting it last year.
Yeah, and
you and I were talking about it. It's like it's the ride that we thought we were going to get last year because we know they wanted to pull out Kryptonite and replace it.
Yep.
We knew that was coming.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Tom?
And it's a perfect fit for that spot.
It really is. What I did, like I said, I did the most nerdiest thing you could do. All I did was I went to Google, I typed in DC Comics issue 252, and that's the introduction to Supergirl. That's the first issue of,
And didn't they build one of these last year
at St. Louis.
at St. Louis?
That was the
and
ride.
It was Supergirl.
That was the ride we were
the
supposed to
same
get.
exactly the same exact theme too.
Yeah, so we got screwed. We were supposed to have 2 rides last year. We got 1, and now we're getting it this year. I really think. Here's my thinking for next year. I know I'm kind of getting ahead of myself and out of the news, but who cares? I think either 21 or 22 is going to be a coaster year, and I've changed. I was so stuck in my ways with New England getting a coaster in 21 because I really thought that there was going to be Supergirl in Water Park. They didn't. Now they might not announce the water park. It's not a huge addition, but I think in a way that they would announce it. And hear me out on this. You know the area where Bonsai Pipeline is, that beach area that's dead.
Yep.
So I forgot what they were going to call. They want to rename that. It's not going to be
the beach. Yeah.
It's not going to be called Bonsai Beach anymore. It's going to be called some Buccaneer Beach, Buccaneer something, whatever it is. Whatever it is. But they're going to put a new pool. They're going to put more changing rooms. They're going to put more cabanas. They're going to put outdoor showers. They're going to have the pool pump room, and change the name of the beach. And, it's more of kind of maintenance, upkeep, change. You know what I mean? Like add
infrastructure.
Yeah, it's not water slides.
Yeah, it's not. You're just adding the infrastructure that you need because it is a very busy and very big water park.
Yeah, because that water park always hits capacity.
Wicked busy.
Yeah, they need it. I mean, I told Jen 1,000,000 times. Matter of fact, last year I gave her this laundry list of items that they needed for the water park. I said the water park's nice. I said I think you need a total refresh. I said some paint. I said some of the slides are faded. I said you should paint it up. I said you need to fix the food issue that you got. And she was like, "What do you mean?" I said all your food is congregated by the big wave pool, and all the food's like all around that.
Yeah.
On a busy day,
you can't get through that area at all.
Not only can you not get through the area, you are waiting minimum 45 minutes for food. Minimum.
That's too long. They got to spread it out a little bit.
I told her, I said, go to the Bonsai Beach area. I said, you need new changing rooms. You need new attractions. You need to put... I said, I don't care if you put the same exact restaurants. Just put them over there.
Another copy of it on the side so you spread them out.
Yeah, you got to spread the people out.
Yeah, because after you wait 45 minutes, you get your food. Now you need a place to sit, and there's none of those either.
Yeah. So I think what she did... I mean, I said you need... I even told her outdoor showers, more cabanas. I said you're selling out of cabanas because of that deal with the Diamond membership.
Yeah,
you get a ridiculous 30% off. So instead of it being $250, it's like $170, $160, $180, something like that. And now everybody's eating them up, but you can't book them online. You have to go there and book them.
Yeah, so they sell out.
They sell out, so you can't get them. So I think what she did was they probably said, "What money can we get for this?" What Josh says. And pick and choose what they really need. And I think that's what they did. I think they probably got... I'm sure I'm not the only one chirping in their ear about it.
No, I'm sure there's a lot of people talking.
But they... Jen and Pete have always told me that they appreciate... I say this all the time. They appreciate my feedback because I give constructive criticism. I'm not a jerk about it. And I always come with a solution. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going, this thing sucks. F you. Go away. Yeah, I don't do that. I actually... And I try to think... in a business, because I own a business, I run a business, and I know what it means to you only get each park based on probably its size, its attendance gets an X amount of budget.
And that works in all departments too. You're going to get a budget for food. You're going to get a budget for
games, rides,
You're going to get
cleaning.
a budget for maintenance. And sometimes we'll say like, "Oh, I wish that this was maintained better. I wish that was maintained. I wish they paint this right. I wish they." The maintenance budget's only so big.
Yeah,
and they got to pick and choose. And if rebuilding Thunderbolt is what the focus is on right now, the paint on another ride might fade a little bit while we rebuild Thunderbolt because we need to spend the money and the time on keeping Thunderbolt going. And that happens. You juggle it.
Yeah, and what I like to do is when we do these Grove shows, when I start seeing people say, "Hey, we need this, we need that," da 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 da. I write it all down. I even go back days later and I write it down and I send it to Jen. Jen appreciates all the feedback that we give her because most people, when they see her at a park, "Hi, thanks for everything. How you doing?" They don't say the good, the bad, the ugly, but a lot of people just give the bad without a fix. And
when they do something right, you got to point it out too.
And I always do.
When they make a big change that something works really well, you got to make sure the parks know that, hey, what you did works. Like, was it last year or the year before? They changed the way they did the security check and coming in the gate.
Yeah.
And you process passes and coming in. I think it was this year, actually.
Last year they started that.
Where you come in through security, where the old ticket booth that nobody ever uses anyway. You come through security, and then you can reform to go back through the gate. It saves so much trouble, especially since we don't have those god-awful fingerprint things. But
Oh, yeah, I'm glad they got rid of those, yeah.
Those are great. But now you're not stuck with two things holding up the line from the same spot. You can kind of like, if one ticket's not going in, you just move over to another line. You're not having to wait for that line to clear security on the other side.
Yeah.
You got to separate it and have a little bit of separation, and it works great.
Yeah, so it works out. And yes, I rode Goliath today, and I wish I didn't.
I'm glad I didn't.
But I haven't ridden it in like 3 years. Because it was always broke. I said, let me... oh, flashback probably means. I was like, I want to see, how bad did it... Because the last time I rode it, it wasn't that bad. And I rode it with you the last time I rode it, which was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And
What coaster do you think SFNE is going to get in 2021?
All right, this is what I think.
Oof.
If we are getting a coaster, it's going to be one or two. It's going to be that Max Splash, Power Splash, because they consider that a water coaster.
Yeah.
It's either going to be that or a Max Force clone. I'm surprised nobody got one of those this year.
Well, I think we're still waiting to see how the original performs before we get a Max Force.
From what I heard,
Another one. It seems to be doing really well, but I think they were kind of waiting before they bought more, and they probably could buy more now. But I don't know if I really want a clone of Max Force. Really, it seems great, but short.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is...
But it's not about what I want. It's about what they can afford and what they're going to buy.
Yeah, because those rides, I'm sure, are like probably $6-7 million.
Honestly, up until today's announcement, I would have said that we're probably going to see the single rail. The RMC
Yeah,
single
that one could be...
With one coming to Jersey now, I don't know. It's still a possibility.
Oh, you can...
Well, actually... They'll put one next to each other. They've done it before, but...
Well, no, here's the thing. To find out what you're going to get at Six Flags New England, look at Jersey.
That's true. Well,
they got a Joker. We got a Joker.
Yeah, but we didn't get the DC.
No, we didn't. That one didn't fly through. They got a cyborg, but we got a different cyborg. But we probably would have got that cyborg
had it worked properly
in
the first place.
Not only did it jackhammer the back. Hey, what's up, Nicholas? Nicholas Sales.
What's up, Nick?
Not only did it jackhammer my back, I really felt like... I'm ready. Turn to me. I'm going to tell... No, okay, we'll do this. I am going to give you the imitation of the entire ride from beginning to end.
Oh, God.
Pretend... Okay, we drop, right?
Yep.
Hit the bottom. The whole ride was this. The whole ride. That was the whole ride.
Yeah, but you forgot the harnesses are up here, so it's more like that.
Yeah, it was like the whole ride. I was just shaking. It kind of reminded me of like you know when you see like the old movies, the old TV commercials, the chick standing drinking some drink and the with the band around and they're getting shaken.
All I can think of when I think of that ride and a few others is there's a song by Quiet Riot. This is "Bang Your Head." That's all I could think of. Like, every time I see one of those coasters, and occasionally a few of the nice Vekoma corkscrews, some of the SLCs with the original harnesses. Yeah, those were fun.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to deal with it, All right, so let's talk Epcot quick. So we're not going to talk about Galaxy's Edge. I got to play catch up on that, but they showed a lot of... not Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster. Some of the stuff that I briefly saw looked awesome. But the couple of things that I wanted to talk about was they're revamping the whole front area of the park. That whole...
It needs it. It really does.
It's like dead.
Future World doesn't look like the future anymore.
No, it looks like 1980. The year it was built.
I think
80,
it's going to be great from the artwork I've seen. I mean, you get that... Was it the floating section that's going to be out by the lagoon that's up in the air for viewing the fireworks? That looks... The concept art, if it looks anything like that, that's going to be something really cool to look at.
Yep. Then they got the Mohana attraction, which is like a walk through some water.
I'm not sure what that one is. Everything we saw with the animations, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it was. There's also going to be a Mary Poppins ride. You're going to go down Cherry Tree Lane, walk through the door of the house, and there's some ride. I don't even know what the ride is.
That's going to be kind of good, too, because you're going to have the Mary Poppins ride, and right next to it, you're going to have Ratatouille in France. Yeah. So you're going to have a reason to go out in the countries. You're going to have two brand new rides in England and France right next to each other. And did I hear something about them trying to do a Milan ride in China as well? And they're redoing some of the movies too. The Circle Vision 360 in China is going to be new. Canada's video's new. There was another one too.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is you're going to get all new rides, new show, whatever the countries had or don't have. Because there are a bunch of countries that have nothing. It's just restaurants and shops. Cultural things, in the countries.
Yeah, as I say, other than, let's say you had a ride in Mexico, which was just a boat ride through the 3D thing with Donald Duck and
the three
habaneros or whatever.
Three
and then you had
peppers.
right next to that you had Frozen, and that was it. Other than that, it was a movie about the country, most of which from 1983, 84, 85, 88, whatever, ancient. Countries don't even look like that anymore.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was what you had. And there was food and dancing and cultural things. But as I've been saying for years, they really need to, either every other country or every single country should have one attraction that would drag people back there. And it doesn't necessarily need to be an e-ticket attraction in every country, but something.
Yeah, because I could tell you from first-hand experience, even myself, when I was a teenager and I went in the 90s, I didn't want to be there. I was, I wanted to go ride rides. I didn't care about the countries. As I got older, I was like, I want to try the food or the drinks or the, and see what it is. And you get a little bit more cultured in your life. A little bit.
It's fun.
But when I took my kids, they were
bored out of their mind.
They were like, get me out of here. They wanted to be where, Mission Space.
Yeah, the only thing they want to do is Test Track, Mission Space, and Soarin'.
Yeah, they don't want to do nothing. Then they want to leave and go home or whatever. So this is nice. There's also going to be something about a Beauty and the Beast sing-along I saw going on. I don't know.
Yeah, that's also going to be in France, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and on top of that, there's a space restaurant I was telling you and Jody upstairs. They're going to put you on this elevator to make it look like you went into outer space. And while you're eating, depending upon the time of the day, you're going to see Earth either at night or day. And everybody's talking about their nuggets getting squished and RMC new train. It's kind of funny.
God, you guys have all forgot about Togo stand-ups, haven't you?
Any stand-up.
No, Togos are the worst. You're talking.
My nuggets.
You're talking Shockwave at King's Dominion with the
that
bicycle
ride
seat.
Sucked. Yeah, but
you're talking King Cobra at King's Island, and you're talking actually the most tolerable one of the three was the Skyrider, which was the one at Canada's Wonderland.
I rode that back in the 90s.
That one actually wasn't as bad as the other two. But
every single, even Green Lantern squished my nuggets.
Shockwave with airtime hills on a stand-up coaster.
Oh, I know.
Who thought of this?
A woman had to do it.
Well, I swear to God, Japan, Togo is a Japanese company. I think it was like Revenge for Victory in World War II or something, because it seems like every Togo coaster we had built over here, they're painful.
Hey, Nicholas, what kind of dog is it? So here's this thing about, I don't know if you heard about the Star Wars hotel that's being built.
Yes, I saw that.
It's going to be themed to some ship. Now, they officially haven't come out with the price of this, but the rumored prices are ridiculous, but a lot of people are kind of pissed in a sense about this hotel because they're saying it's really immersive the way Galaxy's Edge should be. I mean, Galaxy's Edge is like immersive and crazy, but when you check in, they hand you clothes. Like you're going to prison,
yeah.
But they hand you clothes to wear the garb of Star Wars, and you obviously you've never seen. He blames women. He's never seen a Star Wars movie. In the original Star Wars movie, when Luke and Obi-Wan end up on the Millennium Falcon,
yeah,
they have this training thing. It's like a ball that floats. It's a training remote.
Yeah.
So what Obi-Wan did was he put a blaster helmet shield thing on his face so he couldn't see. It looks like I can't see nothing. How am I supposed to? Because it shoots little lasers. You're supposed to use your lightsaber to hit him. So, and then eventually he's like, you got to feel the Force. And da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Well, in this hotel, you can battle against the training.
Oh, nice.
Thing. But you're not going to be blindfolded. They'll give you a lightsaber. And
you'll be able to do it, yeah.
Whatever. So you could do that. There's not going to be like traditional windows like looking out at a hotel or your house. It's screens, but it's going to look like the Star Wars galaxy, ships flying by. They keep you immersed. So the rumored price, this is for a 2-night, 3-day stay, one person,
Oh God.
$3,300.
Oh.
Or you can get a room with 5 people in it for the same amount of time for like $7,500. It comes out to like what, $1,100 a person, $1,000
Yeah,
a person a night.
obviously you're gonna want to do this in a group because doing it as one person, it's just gonna cost way too much. But as a group, that's not as bad when you're talking per person.
I mean, well, when you're looking
but
at
it's
it,
still more expensive than anything else, but it's more immersive too.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a total Star Wars nerd and you want this, and then you're probably gonna fork up the dough if you really want it.
It's not that far from being on par with their deluxe resorts as it is. I mean,
yeah,
Grand Floridian or Grand Polynesian are not exactly cheap.
Oh yeah, I remember in 2012, I priced out for me, my dad, and the 2 kids to stay at a regular room in the Polynesian. It was for 7 days, 6 nights, 7 days, 7 days worth of park tickets. The meal plan was free, and in 2012 it was $7,000.
Yeah,
for a crappy room.
And that was 2012. It's gone up since then.
Oh yeah, it's probably 10,000 now, or 9,000, whatever. So there's that. Now, enough of the Star Wars, enough of the Epcot. There's 2 things that have to do with Disney Plus that I think everybody, if you're going to get Disney Plus, which is the streaming service, you might want to know about this. I know before we went away, but when I was moving, Disney announced there's some special. Yeah, you got a hurricane coming, Jason. He lives in Florida.
Yeah, no, hurricane's no fun. That's why I live where the air hurts my face.
So they announced before D23 they were going to announce the special secret Disney. Everybody's like, oh, new gate, new park, new something, and it wasn't that. And a lot of people were upset about it. I'm not really that upset about it. It's called One Day. It's a documentary about working at Disney. It's going to debut December 3rd on Disney Plus. There's a lot of crap that's going to be on Disney Plus, but if you're looking into getting a Disney Plus, there's a way you can get it for cheap. And I told you about this at Six Flags today. If you sign up even for the free D23 membership, if you buy 2 years ahead of time, you get 30 free. It equals out, they said, to $4 a month. Yes, Jason, definitely stay safe down there. Hide, run, beat it up with a stick. Maybe you'll find like a zombie tidal wave. You remember how they were doing Sharknado on Sci-Fi Channel? They came out, the same guy that was in Sharknado, they came out with Zombie Tidal Wave.
Oh, God.
I haven't seen it yet. I think it came out already. I got to see that. And but yeah, maybe you'll find a zombie tidal wave, Jason, but definitely stay safe. So Disney, and November 12th is the date that Disney Plus starts. They're going to have the Mandalorian Star Wars show. I saw the trailer of that. It's about the bounty hunters. And I watched. I was like, you know how much it costs per episode for that?
No.
$15 million
per episode.
Per episode, and John.
He's gonna have to sell a lot of memberships to cover that.
Yeah. Well, John Favreau there, he's directing the episode, the seasons. He's the director of the show.
Yeah, I might have to get into some of these because
if you're gonna get into and then you can catch up on Star Wars and see how far superior it is to Star Trek.
Oh God! Don't even
This is what like I told you. There's a huge difference between Star Trek and Star Wars. Star Trek, my thought process on Star Trek is it's more like what I would call it's like more of a reality of
a
stuff.
natural progression of the future as we know it.
And Star Wars is what they call a fantasy space opera.
Yeah.
So it's totally two different.
It's two different worlds.
Two different worlds. So
very, very much so.
I mean, I've watched Star Trek movies at your house. I've watched them. They're okay. I mean, I don't love them like you love them, but I can watch them. You need to watch Star Wars. Look, shots fired. No, it's not shots fired. It's not shots fired. What it is I just think that I like Star Wars better. It's just because when I'm getting into stuff like that, I want to live in a fantasy world. And when I watch Star Trek, I don't really feel I'm in a fantasy world. I feel like that could be my future.
It could be your future.
Yeah.
Actually, we have a few of the devices. If you look at Star Trek as a whole, we have some of the devices now that have been in the show since, 1960s?
Yeah.
Tricorder looks an awful lot like my cell phone.
And if you ever do watch any of the Star Wars movies, if you watch the original trilogy, there's Luke Skywalker ends up with the fake hand. And it shows with the technology with the robots, you can see the mechanisms inside.
Yeah.
And they said they were almost at that, where you can touch, feel, and you can move it like a regular hand. They said they were almost there now.
Yeah.
So yeah. But all right. So let's talk. We'll talk about Six Flags Saudi Arabia after the last couple things. So Kings Island, Orion. Now I have to laugh. I reamed out a lot of people about this just because I'm a jerk and I just like to cause drama. Now Kings Island is advertising it as a Giga coaster.
Yep.
Now a lot of people saying it's not a Giga coaster and it's the biggest hyper coaster ever because the lift hill is 287 feet, but the drop's 300.
Okay, so here's the thing. Is Apollo's Chariot a hypercoaster?
I have no idea. I don't even know what the height is.
No, the lift hill's not 200 feet tall. The drop is. Would you consider Phantom's Revenge to be a hypercoaster?
Everybody says it is.
Well, it's got a 225-foot drop, but nowhere at any point in the ride is it more than 200 feet off the ground. Because the 225-foot drop is into the ravine. Now,
Yeah.
I consider both of those to be hypercoasters. Therefore, using the natural landscape, Orion being a 300-foot drop, although just barely,
it
is a giga.
And
honestly, what's the drop on Millennium? Like 305?
something like that. It's 300, ain't it?
I think the coaster's 310, so maybe it is exactly 300.
Yeah.
It's not much. You're not talking much difference there.
No. The thing that I also called out a lot of people. Hi, Jessica. Hi. Just wondering if you can tell the lady who lives upstairs
How to work the
TV out. Jessica, just get Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy knows.
Jeremy should know. We're doing important things here, Jessica. We cannot be disturbed for your TV usage. I love you. I don't want to get beat up later.
Yeah, you got to live with her. You're
Yeah, I know. I got to live with Jessica. Yes, the Jessica Vitti that's in the chat room, that's my fiance, so I'm just busting her chops. Hang on. Let me text Jeremy. I'll tell him to help you. Give me a second.
No, height off the ground. No, I have to go with, well, yeah, it's a tough one because technically Magnum wouldn't even be a hypercoaster because its drop isn't 200 feet.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing. The manufacturer,
Gets to call it what they want.
first of all these people that say that it's not a Giga are not the manufacturer, not the designer, or have anything to do with building of the ride. These are just people like you and I, just talking.
Yeah.
And I get it. People have their opinion, right? I'm not the opinion police. But
Area like that, Millennium No Force.
it is Millennium No Force. It is. So the way I look at it with any it doesn't matter. Guess what? I just want to ride the ride and enjoy it. Because I made this video on YouTube. Love you too. Sorry. No, you're not. I just like busting your chops. That's all. I just want to bust your chops. We bust your chops, Jessica. But yeah, no. The way I look at it is, I made this video called "Be Thankful for What You Have."
Well, I mean, look what's going on with Kings Island recently. Like, you guys got Banshee, good coaster. People were pissed. Not a Giga. You know, you got what was it?
Mystic Timbers.
Mystic Timbers, awesome GCI. Again, fanboys are pissed. Not a Giga. Now you get Orion. Fanboys are pissed. Not big enough.
Yeah, you can't win. So the way
I would kill for any one of those three to come to my parks.
Yeah, I know. Like,
If Funtown got one of those, any one of those three rides, I would have been so thrilled. You'd have been hearing about it for 5 freaking years about how awesome that ride was because it was in my backyard.
yeah, and the whole point of the video that I pointed out was and I know it's a lot. It's a lot of the younger enthusiasts, the more greener, newer enthusiasts.
Some of them got spoiled a little bit too with the heyday of both Cedar Fair and Six Flags at the same time, where we're throwing, and honestly, they were just spending way too much money throwing a B&M in a park or 2 or 3 every single year. You know, $15 to $20 million a ride every other year, brand new coaster.
Yeah, and you can't do that.
You know, that's not.
No,
I
you
mean,
can't.
not every park can do what Cedar Point does and throw a new coaster in every 3 years and afford to keep doing that.
Yeah.
They don't have the incentives to do
Nicholas
that.
says Phantom's Revenge is his favorite hyper.
I love Phantom's Revenge.
I do too.
People knock it all the time, but I think it's a great ride. I really enjoy it.
And when I went to what is that? What was that event they just had that they do? at
Kennywood.
KennyCon. Yeah, I went to KennyCon. You know, we talked about that on the show, and I wrote it again, and I loved it. And we took Eric, Jimmy, Danielle, and Jessica's friend there. I mean, he's our friend now too, but he actually went to Kennywood like 20 years ago. His stepdad,
So
whatever.
So he to the Steel Phantom then.
Yeah, and he he remembered the park a little bit, not total. Yeah. And when he got off of Phantoms, he was like, "Holy crap!" Like,
that's awesome.
And especially when we did a nighttime ride.
Oh, nighttime ride's great.
We did nighttime front row.
Not only do you have a 225-foot drop, it's like pitch black down into the ravine.
Yeah, it was great. It's an awesome ride, and I can't wait for CoasterCon 2021 for Kennywood and Cedar Point. I mean, I feel Cedar Point.
I still want to stick you on an airplane and bring you overseas because you got to visit a couple of these foreign parks.
Yeah, I do.
You got to see them.
See, I mean, me and you were talking about this earlier. I mean, I think you feel the same way, but Cedar Fair, I think, is an overrated park.
Cedar Point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did I say
Absolutely.
Cedar Fair?
You said Cedar Fair.
Oh, well, Cedar Point. Cedar Point, I definitely feel is overrated, overhyped, and it's.
I say the same about Magic Mountain as well.
I say that about Great Adventure too.
Yeah.
I feel, you know what it is?
Actually, I think Great Adventure probably has a better coaster selection than Cedar Point, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Because the coaster quality for me, it's all about quality versus quantity. It's why a park like Phantasialand in Germany just blew my socks off. It only has a few coasters. But you're talking coasters like Black Mamba, Terran, and Colorado, which are some of the most highly themed coasters that you'll ride on the planet. I mean, Colorado is themed pretty much to a level of Big Thunder Mountain, except for the fact it's actually considerably faster with airtime.
Oh, there you go. You need that.
You know? And then you go to Black Mamba. Well, Black Mamba is like Montu, but sink it deeper in a hole and build more shit around it.
Yeah.
And then Terran is like, okay, well, we don't have a canyon, so we're just going to build one. We're going to put a whole bunch of buildings in. We're going to wind the track around itself as much as we can to confuse the living daylights out of you as to which direction you're going to go. Throw in airtime around corners. And just for good measure, we'll throw in a family boomerangs track in the middle of it all just to make sure that, you're really confused as to where you're going.
And back to why I think, like, these parks are overhyped. And I understand, especially, like, fans of these parks. You know what I mean? Especially the people that live near them. That's your home park. I get it.
Yeah.
And every park has fanboys. People just accuse me of being a Six Flags fanboy, and I'm not. I mean, I'm more of a Six Flags fanboy than a Cedar Fair because the closest Cedar Fair park is Dorney. That's for me is a 4 or 5 hour ride depending upon traffic.
Yeah, that for me most of the time Dorney is I'm stopping there along the way somewhere else, riding the coasters and continuing on. Yeah. I really haven't spent more than 4 or 5 hours at Dorney at any given point in time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with Dorney. I mean, I could spend from open to close there. I enjoy the park. It's not my favorite park by all means, but I
enjoy the park, but for the most part, I go to Dorney when I'm going somewhere else and happen to be going near or by it.
Yeah, I'm not going to make
I'm not making a special trip out to Dorney like I will to Hershey.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
I'll make a special trip out to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg.
Yeah.
And I'll hit something else along the way.
Yeah, so when I talk about overhyped, you look at Cedar. What we're going to use. What do you call it? Cedar Point. We'll use Cedar Point as the example, because I haven't been to Magic Mountain yet. Yet is the key word. They have how many coasts? 16, 15, 17? I don't know how many they got.
They're up to 20 now.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. 19 now, I believe. With the
hang on, we're pulling it up.
Without the Green Lantern, remember they got like 5 kiddie coasters now.
I'm talking about Cedar Point.
Oh, Cedar Point, no, 16. Yeah.
Okay, so
I thought you were talking about Magic Mountain. I'm like, yeah, Magic Mountain's got like 20, but like 5 of them are kiddie credits.
With Cedar Point, these are the. I enjoy Magnum XL, Top Thrill Dragster. I like Raptor. Gemini, I like riding. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Those are like for me, my must ride. Now, mind you, I haven't ridden Valraven yet. I haven't ridden
Steel Vengeance.
I haven't ridden Gatekeeper yet, and I haven't ridden what was it, Mantis, whatever the hell it is.
Oh, Rougarou, the redo of Mantis. Yeah.
So I haven't ridden that as the redo because the last time I was there was 2011, 12.
Yeah. I say last time I was there, Gatekeeper was new. But honestly, it's like, for me, I love Magnum because of what it is.
Yeah,
I ride that in the backseat, it's got great air. Millennium Force, I could fall asleep on that coaster, I suppose.
I remember when I took Devin there for the first time. I think he's only been there once. When he got off of Millennium Force, I think he was 6 or 7. He walked right up to a ride attendant and went, "That ride sucks. This is Millennium Forceless." I didn't even tell him to say. He just did it. He walked right up at the exit to a ride employee.
When I rode Millennium Force the first time, it was the only Giga in the U.S. There wasn't one.
Yeah.
Fury hadn't been built yet. Leviathan wasn't here. I-305 wasn't even in the works yet. They weren't even thought of. I don't even think they owned Paramount at that point. No, they just bought Paramount at that time. So, when I rode it, but I was like, all this hype for this coaster, and it had won the golden tickets, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
They built that ride for speed.
And it's the same thing when people talk about Maverick, like it's this amazing ride, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. They say, oh, the pacing's great. No, it stops halfway through the ride, then relaunches. Goes up to 70 miles an hour, gets to the top of the hill, and hits the brakes. How is that good pacing? It's not. Give me Terran any day of the week. All over it.
Yeah, like I said, and there's so many rides. They have a decent flat ride selection at Cedar Point. Skyhawk, the Pendulum Swing there.
Yeah.
Max Air.
Good rides.
They got Tiki Twirl. They got some other flats in there, here and there, that are pretty good. But overall, I think it's because people were like, oh, we got 16 coasters. We're the best thing in the world. And because they have Millennium Force, and people think Millennium... I think most of the people that love Millennium Force have never gone anywhere besides Cedar Point.
Well, either that or they just can't really tolerate, the intensity of 305. It's not for everybody.
No, that right.
Go there any day, about halfway through the day, you'll figure it out. Because the line gets really short about halfway through the day on 305, because the general public really can't tolerate multiple rides on the thing, because it is just so intense. And if it's a really hot day, that line stays short most of the day. Because if you're even remotely dehydrated, you gray out around the corners.
See, I've never grayed out on it. I wanted to. I never.
I usually know if I start riding and I start getting the grays, it's like, okay, I got to drink a bunch more water before I get back in line again.
Yes, I haven't ridden Yukon Striker. El Toro is awesome, but again, I always say, I heard it's really rough.
It's getting rough now.
Here's my problem. El Toro used to be in my top 10. Overall. And it's not even in my top 30 anymore. One, because it's really rough. Two, is my problem. I'm too fat for it. Because the way that the lap bar comes down on it, it hits me in the stomach. I can't breathe for the ride time. Why do I want to ride a ride? I can't breathe. Yeah, and it's painful.
If it's not, and I hear people I absolutely love Sky Rush. But a lot of people complain about Sky Rush.
I love Sky Rush.
Endlessly, because it's painful. And it's really all in where it hits you. If the harness hits you in the right spot on the legs, it's comfortable.
Still
if it hits you wrong, it hurts.
What, Jessica, did Jeremy come down yet or no? Still watching Room. Looks great, by the way. What are you watching, this Room?
Still watching the Room. Wait, were we not in the screen? Have we been talking but not actually in the screen?
No, we're in the screen.
Okay.
I don't know what she's talking about.
I'm surprised nobody's picked up on the t-shirt yet. I wore it to Six Flags New England today. It was kind of funny.
Oh yeah, Expedition G-Force. So they can't see the mouse moving.
I had to do it.
If you're talking about you didn't get to watch the TV, just go upstairs, grab him like a caveman.
Grab him by the ear and drag him down.
Yeah, just grab him by the back of the shirt and just grab him downstairs like a caveman. And then if he says anything, say, "Hey, watch your mouth, biatch," and then just smack him a couple times. It's okay. I don't know which room you're watching. I don't know. But yeah, But, at the end of the day, like I said, I don't want to be the opinion police. If you love Cedar Point and you think it's the best, by all means. Oh, my room downstairs. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I don't even know what people can see in the shot.
You can see quite a bit.
Yeah, you can't see everything, though. There's a lot of stuff that people can't see. Like, if I go up, there's way more stuff.
And then all around us.
Yeah, there's... Sides, yeah. Oh, yeah. See this banner behind me? Yeah. See this banner right here? Six Flags in New England gave that to me. Actually, that was like a bribe.
A bribe?
That was during the Wicked Cyclone controversy.
Yeah.
So, I got called to the park by Loss Prevention.
Oh, yes.
And they didn't tell me why, and I was shitting my pants because I thought I was getting banned because of the whole, I knew before they even announced this thing closing. Well, no, I think it was after that. They kept the ban and they calmed me down, and they said, I remember the loss prevention guy name was Ricardo, and I was talking to some of the managers and stuff. I'm like, what's going on? Am I getting banned? They're like, we haven't heard about you getting banned. You should be good. They're like, why? I'm like, loss prevention called me in. I mean, they knew what was going on.
Yeah, they knew everything.
They knew everything because it was like the CIA calling me, knew exactly what happened, when it happened, what was going on. Anyway, so they made 2 of these. There was only 2 of these in existence, and this hung in the queue line. You know where you know the boards that are hanging on the wall that we all signed.
It hung right next to it.
It hung basically right on that beam right over it there. So they folded it up, cleaned it up, and gave it to me. It was like a bribe to stop. Don't say nothing about Wicked Cyclone.
Don't say anything about Wicked Cyclone.
Yeah, just
even though
we will give
I
you
thought
anything.
It was funny though because I was telling you about Wicked Cyclone before you even knew anything or heard anything about it, and you're like, no, they can't build something there. They'll never be able to put an RMC coaster there. There's not enough space. And I'm like, yeah,
I know.
They're gonna do it. I'm telling you, it's on the list. It's on the list.
All right, I gotta try. I don't.
What are you trying to bring up?
Oh wait, no, I'm looking in the wrong. Someone asked me if I knew where the picture for it's probably right here. Amusement parks. Crap. You know what?
What picture are you looking for?
I can find it easier. Where is my
search up top in the corner? Just type it.
I don't know what it was named.
Oh.
It was sent by the park. Hey, what's up, Jason McCabe? I'll just do this. Let's go to my email. Dolphins will revolt if trade goes through. Oh, I don't know. Where is... Because it happened in 2017. And it would be around September, October. Oh yeah, note to CEO. No. Where is it? I know I have it. I just gotta find it. Jerry. No. I don't know where it. I'll have to find it. I didn't have time to find it. I don't know where.
We could probably post it up after.
Yeah, I'm just going. Yeah, see all the conversations me and Jen have. It's just Jen. Russ, Jen. Then you see some Jerry Brick emails. Russ, Jen. Kyle. Jim McGrath, the Joker, is now open.
Yeah, probably further back than that then.
Well, it would be around like this time of the year now. Because I remember that Jim Reed Anderson was holding the letter that I sent to him.
Oh, yeah.
In front of Scream with him and Jennifer Mance. That's what I was trying to find.
Oh, I think you put it on the Facebook too at one point in time.
Yeah, you know how
I could search it from the Facebook after. We'll reshare it on the Facebook page.
I just want to
other than previews. Nope.
Hey, oh okay. Oh, there it is. Found it.
Okay, put it up there.
All right. Oh wait, hang on. Can I just drop it? I can't believe I found it.
Dragon. Yeah, you can. Boom.
Oh, look at that.
There you go.
All right, here we go. So here it is. This is the letter that I wrote, and they printed out and gave to Jim Reed Anderson. That was announcement day in 2017. And then that's Jennifer Mance on the right. She now works at Great Escape.
Yeah.
She moved to Great Escape because that's where she's from. That's how she started in the industry, is at Great Escape, somewhere around there.
Full
So,
circle.
yeah. So she's back. She wanted to be back home, kids, whatever. You know,
Family, yeah.
well, no, she don't have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but she wanted to be with the family and all that. So that letter is the Jen McGrath Lamance printed. I sent it to Jennifer McGrath. She printed it out. They gave it to him. And then that's the screen. That's where the operation, that brick building.
That's the operations booth.
That's the operation booth. If you look a little to the left, you see the red and green pole. That's the you can kind of see the exclamation point in the M to that. And then, oh wait. Then, oh, there's Jen McGrath in that picture there. Looks like she's eating a hamburger or something. Oh wait, no, it would be 2017, and it would be for Holiday in the Park. Ooh.
I saw that.
Yeah. All right, so I just gotta find the picture. It was during the Ace event. That's how I know. It's definitely not that, because I took these are like really nice edited photos that I took. It's that. That's
the one.
This is the folder. Because there's food.
Lots of randomness.
Well, that's that show.
Yeah.
That I took with the good camera. So there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this was during the Ace event. It was like a media day event for Holiday in the Park.
And you gotta flip it.
Yeah, how do I? There you go.
There you go.
And then we got effects on this show. So that's me and the Jim Reed Anderson during that event. It was awesome. He thanked me profusely about the note. We talked. It was literally like a 2-minute, not even a 2-minute conversation. Thanked me. I asked if I could take a picture, and then there it is. So there's that. That was the whole thing that I was talking about last night when we were doing Planet Coaster. That's. Oh, where did the chat go? Did I delete it?
No. Did you knock it out?
Well, the show's still going on.
Well, you lost your chat screen. Go over one up top. Is that it right there? No, you lost.
No, we can get it. Just go back here. It should still be.
It out. Yeah.
It's still going.
Still showing, yeah.
Okay, so there we go.
There you go. Now we can see you guys toasting again, so we can catch up here.
Are you talking about the Holiday in the Park music video thumbnail? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't know who's taking over next year. Six Flags hasn't announced who's taking over. I don't know.
I don't know who that's going to be, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know who's. You know, it sucks that, you know, but he's a really nice guy. Like, if he, usually when you meet CEOs, you can, I met a couple, and I met some big wigs in like J.C. Penney and stuff. I've never met the J.C. Penney. They keep flipping through them things like fucking paper.
Yeah.
Tall paper. Even though the new ones, they finally starting to do a little better now.
And that's the thing I like about Jim Reed Anderson is, like, he took over Six Flags, and yeah, some of the enthusiasts may not love the direction. You know, there's been a lot of cloning. There's been a lot of reasonably priced editions, you know, where I won't call them cheap because, let's face it, nothing in the amusement industry is cheap. Everything in that industry is expensive. But you're talking stuff that's more affordable to the parks, not going to put them, you know, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the debt hole. And
there's Jeremy. I like mashed potatoes.
He's been doing good. I think Jim Reed's really been finding that good mix of what we can add to a park that people will enjoy without, you know, bankrupting the company. Again.
Yeah. And Cody goes, I think it's Josh taking over, and he's not telling us. Dude, if I was going to become the CEO of Six Flags, I don't think I could keep that a secret.
No, you'd be yelling that from the rooftop.
Yeah, you guys would already know that. I've been like, yo, I'm going to be the CEO.
Dude, you'd hire a plane to, like, circle Six Flags New England and says, I'm the new CEO of Six Flags New England.
Yeah, I would. I'd just be like, look, I'm taking over. And I think, Yeah, but you know what? If I did, I think I'd be a little bit more biased towards New England than the other parks.
No, you're gonna always love your home area, of course.
Well, because you know what I would do is I would take out all the junk.
and give it to the other parks.
No, I would just trash it, scrap it. I'm the type of guys. I don't like Goliath. You know how you said they should just sell it to China or something? I wouldn't want to give that coaster to my worst enemy. I still have a headache. Still. And I'm stupid because I didn't take it.
But honestly, if they still have the original train for that coaster, they sell it, have Vekoma go through the ride, and do a little refurb work on it, it will be good. It will be rideable again. It's not going to be like light the world on fire, but in China, they'll love the crap out of it. And the park will do well, and they can get it for cheap. Six Flags New England could get money, or Six Flags corporately could get money for a ride that they want to pull out. A lot more than a scrap value. And use it to fund something else fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you were a CEO, we've played this game a lot on the Grove Show. You know, what would you do? We've had a lot. You've missed out. We've done a lot of great. Myself, Jason in Paradise, Cody. There's been a John. There's been a bunch of us that we came up actually with a compromised way to fix the problems. There's more than just having cheap attractions. And we've all talked, and it seems to be, instead of, I think the new attraction every year is a bad thing now. One, and hear me out on this, we're catching Dave up to speed, because Dave hasn't watched. Yeah, he doesn't know.
Caught up a little
yeah,
bit,
he needs to get caught up. So what we talked about was, instead of giving the parks, every park something new every year, I forgot the number of parks they have, even with water parks.
But divide it up and do like half one year, half the other
Yeah,
year, and do bigger stuff for each park.
And the parks that aren't getting attractions do a maintenance year, painting coasters, painting.
Yeah, they get a little more in their budget to
do stuff. That's what I
you
think
can, you can go to one every other year, as long as the addition that you're putting in every other year is big enough. Now, you're not going to get away with a cyborg if that's all you're going to get for 2 years. People are not going to be very happy with you. But, you know, if you're coming in with, say, 3 flat rides one year and the next year nothing, you'd probably be all right.
All right, so Cody says there's 18 parks total. That's
yeah,
water
so
parks, everything.
You'd be doing 9 a year, and you could split it up so that, you know, like Magic Mountain and Great Adventure are not on the same year.
Yeah.
So, you know, somebody that you're going to probably give a big coaster or a big expense to, like one of those parks, let's face it, attendance-wise, they're the monsters in the chain.
Because
they're going to get the lion's share of everything.
Because a common problem I see across the board, I'm not saying Six Flags parks are total trash, but they could look nicer.
They could do better.
Because I pointed out to you at Six Flags, like when you're walking down that main street there, the SFNE with the rocks and the waterfall and the water thing, and they have a few of those throughout. They have one by Skyscreamer. They got one by Goliath. They got one going up towards Houdini. You know, they got the water wheel. But
all that stuff adds to the experience. It really does. I mean, coming back from the European parks and walking into Six Flags today, it's such a night and day. I mean, I was just at Europa Park. I was just at Phantasialand. I was just at Efteling. Those parks made Busch Gardens Europe look like the park that shouldn't be winning the landscaping award.
Yeah,
that's 3 parks that I went to, and all 3 of them I could put up ahead of Busch Gardens Williamsburg in my mind for best landscape park, because they were of that level. They were just off the rails crazy. And I'm not saying Six Flags needs to go to that route, but doing a little bit more of that would make the park have a different feel to it.
Yeah, they need to, what I would call, do some beautification.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go crazy, but make sure all your buildings look nice, don't look dilapidated. And I will give Six Flags New England at least the credit that they've been cleaning up the park over the last few, not in a huge drove, but I notice every year, section by section by section. So it's taken a gradual whatever. I was thinking the standalone water parks get 3 additions in a decade max.
Water park attractions aren't the huge expense anyway. I mean, you can add water slides a lot cheaper than you can add roller coasters.
Yeah.
You know, and some of these flat rides, I mean, yeah, Harley Quinn's a flat ride, but Harley Quinn was not a cheap flat ride.
I don't even know how much that costs.
Those are fairly expensive, I'm sure. They're pretty
Probably
big.
2-3 mil, probably.
It's got to be an expensive ride, you know. Cyborg, it probably wasn't hugely expensive.
That's probably like one.
And I don't think
I
don't think the Endeavors are hugely expensive either. But you know, let's face it, you still have a maintenance budget, and you know you got numbers to hit. It's a business. You got shareholders to keep happy. Unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I'm making a video about that. Shareholders ruining the theme park experience.
Look at some of my favorite parks are parks that have no shareholders, none at all. Dollywood, no shareholders. No one to keep happy. They do what they want. Look at the kinds of rides they come out with. You know, a park like Europa, that's not shareholder driven either. Look at the stuff they cook up.
Yeah, because Disney's just spending ridiculous money. Universal's just spending the money.
Yeah, nobody brings in money like they do either.
Yeah,
so
but if you just take the two big, Cedar Fair and Six Flags. Imagine if they didn't have to talk to, appease shareholders.
The other thing is both of these companies, over recent years, they've had a mountain of debt.
Oh, yeah.
And they're digging out from that. But they're starting to look at it as, like, once we pay down this debt, we can do bigger and better things, but we got to get rid of this debt. Cedar Fair really got a good chunk of theirs, and their portfolio was great, right until they bought Paramount Parks. That was a lot of money that they spent out that they're recouping. And then on top of buying the Paramount Parks, you built Leviathan, you built Behemoth, you built Fury, you built Intimidator 305. I mean, those are huge expenses that they put on parks, all within a very short amount of span after buying the parks, to get them going. Diamondback was in there too. There's just a lot of rides that were added relatively quickly.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, you look at it. I mean, you don't want to put your park into bankruptcy, your company, and you're trying to do the best thing. That's why I think you're going to... I honestly think the next 5 years are going to be light.
I think so, too. And I think companies like RMC are going to see a lot more from, because it seems like RMC, these single rail coasters, I believe, are, for what they are, reasonably priced than a B&M.
It's what I call it's a budget thrill coaster.
Yeah, look at all the RMC retrofits. They're not quite as expensive as some of the B&M rides, but they are expensive.
I do know how much Wicked Cyclone cost.
Are you allowed to divulge?
Yeah, $17 million.
Yeah, and that still won't buy you a B&M.
Yeah, I know, but it costs 17.
So
it's $17 million. That's still expensive.
It's expensive, but when you're talking in the grand scheme of things, you're not going to get a lot more coaster than that for $17 million.
But it costs $17 million.
$17 million that was wisely spent.
As a matter of fact, it's not the park who told me how much it cost.
It's what, 4 to 5 for a Joker, something like that. Maybe 6.
Hang on, let's do this. The Joker, Six Flags. Anyway, I did this the other day.
It was actually listed.
Yeah, it said how much it cost in the Wikipedia thing. $7 million.
$7 million ride. You're not going to build much beside that for $7 million.
Let's see. You know what? Wonder Woman Fiesta, Texas.
Let's see if they have it. Oh, all kinds of POVs. Woohoo.
Oh, let's click it. I want to see if it has a price.
$7 million.
All right, so the Wonder Woman single rail at Fiesta, Texas costs $7 million.
So my bet is you're probably talking, and the Jersey Devil's probably in the 10-12 range. I mean, it's bigger.
Let's see.
It's definitely bigger.
New Jersey Devil, Six Flags, great. That might not be up there yet.
It's probably not even in existence on Wikipedia yet. Nope.
Cost. That might not be.
I don't
a Six Flags Icket costs $90.
Icket?
Yep.
An Icket.
Yep. You probably gotta wait until it opens next year. You'll find the price out.
But
I bet you that one's probably about 10 or 12.
Yeah, it's still gonna be. I mean, mock rides are not cheap. They're a real quality ride, but they're not cheap.
This is offbeat, but I gotta say I'm loving this setup. It looks amazing. Are you talking about behind me? I don't know. That's what he must be talking about. Maybe. I mean, there's so much to look at, and if you look behind my fat head, if you can see the clock, that's a PTC clock signed by Rebbe.
Oh, yeah.
And people
nice.
that work there.
Nice.
I won that at auction during the bank.
There's stuff over here, too. You guys can't see this in the photo.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah, there's Houdini's Great Escape from Great Adventure sign. This sign, let me see. I want to try and move the camera. This sign I'm pointing at that you can't see. Let's see if I can. It's tilting sideways. See this sign? Welcome A. That was the first SFNEOnline day that we had at the park. It was a combined event with Ace. And then behind me is the Harley Quinn that I bought at Six Flags New England. That was in the case. You can buy Superman now.
Yeah. You're going to use your discount on that?
I know. I got the discount.
You got the discount on Harley Quinn.
Yeah. I paid half off.
That was that was one of the funniest moments, though. You carrying Harley Quinn in pieces through the whole park.
And people stop and look at it going...
Like, what? Did you, like, steal that or something?
Oh, Aquaman doesn't have a turntable.
What? Oh, man. I rode Pulsar, and with the turntable, the capacity was actually really good. I was impressed.
$4 million for a giant Discoveries.
Yeah, those are not cheap, then. Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
That's quite a bit of ride.
All right, let's do this. Harley Quinn, Six Flags, New England.
Price.
Well, if you did the Wikipedia thing, it'll show up.
Hopefully. Or not.
Cost.
There's the Wikipedia.
Let's see.
Oh, it's the whole park. That doesn't help you much.
Well, let's see.
There's your coasters. Other rides.
Yeah, it doesn't say how much.
Yeah, but I think that sounds about right when they say
Yeah, I mean, the $4
$4 million
million
sounds about the right amount of price. I mean,
yeah, that sounds about right.
in theme park terms, that's not hugely expensive, but it's still expensive. Google Pulsar's class and convert it to US dollars. Yeah, no, I really hope that they do get the turntable. If they don't, the capacity is going to be really bad. Because you're talking only one boat. It's going to go through the station like 3 times in between loading and then spray, then come slowly to a stop at the station, and then have to load and unload. And now the turntable is so helpful because you load one entire boat while the other one's out there, and it's almost timed perfectly as it pulls in. They spin the table, the other one's ready to go.
Okay, so let's get into everything that everybody came for. So, all right, so we're going to talk about Six Flags announcements finally. And I'm sure we'll still veer off course like always, but that's fine. We'll just start it in the right direction. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to start at the beginning. I'm just on sixflags.com, new for 2020. So we're going to start it from the bottom now we're here. No, we're going to start from the top and then just go through each individual. We'll just go from the top row, next row, next row. So we'll go from my left to right, which is right to left when they're looking at us.
Yeah.
But, all right, so we're going to start with Six Flags over Georgia. They're getting Catwoman's Whip, which is the same thing as Supergirl, a Zamperella Endeavor, and they're...
a Scrambler.
Yeah, they're getting this. I wonder if they're rethemed. Do they have a Scramble previously?
I don't think they do, actually. I do not think they have a Scrambler that I can recall. So I think they're getting a new Scrambler. I don't know if it's new or refurbished from somewhere, but
yeah,
they're getting a Scrambler.
And it's gonna be called Poison Ivies with Toxic Twister. Now, we probably would have seen something like that last year. 2 pictures.
Yeah.
2 right, you would have had Cyborg.
You had the Endeavor and Cyborg.
Yeah, you would have had Supergirl and Cyborg. I know a lot of people are very disappointed this year with the attractions. They're very disappointed, and I think that's BS. Nobody should be disappointed. I think this is one of the best years for the most part, like attraction-wise. Now, yes, the biggest coaster that there is really the only coaster. Well, no.
No, there's a couple
I wonder what's this about. I wonder if that's
I think that...
I wonder if that's coming from America.
I don't think so. I have not heard America's taking anything out. But it's a spinner.
Yeah.
It could be a new one. Very well could be.
Yeah, so Anyway, so I don't know what you guys thought about Six Flags Over Georgia with Cat Winslet, Poison Ivy, Toxic Twister. Personally, I dig it myself, and I'm gonna tell you why I dig it. Again, it comes into like part rant, part business, part everything. They just last year they got the RMC makeover.
Yeah, so they had a big investment last year. This is a good off-year addition. You're still getting 2 new rides, but you're not getting, $17 million like you did last year.
Yeah. So
somebody else got to get that this year.
Yeah. So again, I think honestly, it's a great investment for the park, and I think it's good. Oh, it's new, confirmed.
It is new. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Good. That means they're not taking it out of America. That makes me happy because I don't want to see them taking coasters out of America.
Oh, somebody just said something.
Because they really haven't put a lot of new ones in there.
Actually, you know what Great Escape should get next? Gotham City Gauntlet Escape from Arkham Asylum.
They can have it.
And then just retheme it.
Yeah, they can have it and theme it to whatever they want. Heck, they can.
Yeah, we need to.
They can put it in a box if they want to.
Yep, we need to get rid of it.
We should have done.
They should just get rid of it at our park and give it to you guys. You and Laurent can be and then America can be the dumping ground.
They already are.
I know. I'm just saying they can be the
almost every coaster Great Escape has been moved from another location.
Yeah, you guys. I know.
And the last time Laurent got a new coaster was Goliath.
When was that?
That's been a while. 2004, 2005. I don't think
Jesus.
They haven't got a new one. They got the SLC. They got the SLC, and now they're getting.
Look, he's like, please no, we don't want it. You know what, Cody?
We don't want it.
Cody, I like you, Cody. Tough crap. You're getting Gauntlet. I'm giving it to you.
I got a perfect spot for it, actually. Gauntlet would fit in. Just retheme it. Put it in the building where Nightmare used to be.
Would it fit?
I don't know if it'll fit in the building, but if it doesn't fit in the building, take the building down. It'll fit on the footprint.
Yeah, there you go. You lost a coaster. You need a coaster.
Yeah.
We need to get rid of a coaster.
You give it a Western theme like it originally had before it came to New England.
It had a Western theme?
It was Wily Coyotes Roadrunner Express.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You can get it back. Look, Cody, we need to get rid of it. We don't want it either. So we're going to give... It's either that or Goliath. Take your pick, buddy.
I think he'd probably take Goliath until he rides it.
No, I think he's had it ridden. Actually, I don't think they can put Goliath there. I think they have a height restriction.
No, they have a height restriction. Yeah, they can't go that high. It's 200
Dig in the ground and put Goliath down there. We don't want that thing either. You can keep it.
That's the Altered Towers solution right there.
All right, so the next one is Six Flags Great America. They're getting that Tsunami Surge, the water coaster. Actually, I wish I have to go back and watch my predictions. But I think I predicted a water coaster, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's a good fit in a year that they just got a coaster. Again,
yeah.
They shouldn't get 2 massive capitals in the year.
Yep.
Aquaman,
Power
Six
Wave.
Flags Over Texas. I really like that ride. I'm really hoping I see a turntable in there, but I don't. I'm really, really hoping that's a oopsie or an oversight in the animation.
I'm watching the video and you guys can't see it.
You can hear it, though. Yeah, they're not showing a turntable. That's a bad sign.
Yeah, so no turntable. 2 turntables and a microphone.
I mean, the good thing is the boat does hold a fair amount of people, so if they can load it and unload it fairly quickly. But other than that, it then becomes a shuttle coaster with a single...
I know. All right, now it's gonna...
And now it's gonna fill the pond.
We're watching this and they can't see what we're watching, which is funny. We're sitting here like, looking at it like a bunch of idiots.
And ironically, if it's... And it is a max power splash, so I'm pretty sure it's going to ride just like Pulsar does. When you go off that hill going backwards for the last time, you're going to get tons of air on a water ride. It's just not right. But there's a whole bunch of air.
He goes, I'm taking GCG. We get enough concussion machines as is. What if they built Goliath against gravity? We don't need 2... What do you mean you don't need 2 boomerangs? Wow, we'll get rid of it. You'll be the only one with 2 boomerangs. Goliath just needs to be put out to the pasture and die.
I say they should sell it. I honestly... They sold one to Silverwood, and everybody was talking about how much better it ran at Silverwood.
You know what they should do? They should sell it to...
Silverwood had it all redone. So.
They should sell it to Russia and put it in Chernobyl's amusement park. And there you go.
And there's Great Escape's Outlaw.
Yep, Outlaw. So, yeah, if you look at this one, this one shows 2, but then it shows 4. No, this one's they're getting they're getting the small model.
Yeah, they get the 2-seater.
Well, it's 4-seater, just back to back.
Yeah. I still don't. I don't know about capacity on that, but
yeah,
the ride itself's going to be.
I mean,
awesome.
it's nice to see him get a thrill ride. They're fun rides, but capacity is going to suck.
Yeah, that's.
And then Six Flags Mexico is basically getting a Harley Quinn or whatever we call it, Crazanity. I love the rides. I think they're great. So another great adventure. Now here's the next one. Larone. Viperi, whatever. Whatever it is. Yeah, Viper. What is it called, Viper?
Yeah, it's Viper.
So we all know, I've never ridden it, so I don't know. My brother has, and my brother actually liked it. My brother liked it.
I hated it.
It's Green Lantern.
It was one and done.
It was Green Lantern from Magic Mountain. They just re-theming it. They don't have to, they'll probably give it a new coat of paint. They claim they're gonna fix it by refurbishing the track. They ain't gonna do nothing.
They might have to refurbish the track to do something.
Yeah, but
when I rode it was.
They're saying it's not the track; it's the restraints.
Restraints, the trains. They can refurbish anything they want.
Why don't they just melt it? Like
oh, you know what? They're bringing it to Larone's, and I'm sorry for any of the Larone fans out there, but they lined up for an SLC when you already had a B&M invert in the park.
Yeah.
And they lined up for an SLC. They were winding up for a 30-year-old Vekoma corkscrew. And they lined up for almost an hour for a freaking boomerang. So I'm pretty sure they'll be fine with this. Apparently Canadians must like abuse. I don't know. Maybe it's just people in Montreal, but.
And then Six Flags
Supergirl,
New England, we all know that's Supergirl.
That.
I cracked the code.
And we talked on the Jersey Devil as well.
Yep, Jersey Devil. I want to see if there's what this 3,000. It's 130 feet, 3,000 feet of track. I love the face of the train.
The train looks awesome.
Yeah.
It really does, and it's not the same length as the others that they built last year for single rails. It's definitely got more cars on it.
Yeah,
which will help capacity, but it's still a single rail, so I have a feeling it'll be a little bit of adjustment period trying to figure out.
And the funny thing is, people in the area, the fanboys at Great Adventure, they were like, well, they wanted the T-Rex. RMC has already come out and said that it's not ready for like another couple more years.
Yeah, they're still working on it.
And it's going to be B&M money.
Yeah.
And no park has tried to order one yet.
Because it's B&M money.
Yeah, so, but the fans,
money,
the fans that wanted a T-Rex, they got a Raptor. Some people were happy with a Raptor, but the people that wanted a Raptor were like, no, that's not the one. Like, I don't get people like we don't want that. I think they were like, yeah, we'll just say we'll take the little one, but we want the big one.
Yeah.
Like, again, that's like I said, that video I made. Be thankful for what you have. Like you said, where you are in Maine, you don't have very much.
Nope.
And for you, if there's something you want to ride, you go. Now I get it. Not everybody can travel, and you're stuck with what you got. But appreciate what you have, because one thing that I noticed that people are doing, and I think that's why you're not getting your giggers and everything besides money, I think the parks are giving the enthusiasts the finger.
Probably a little bit. But why spend... The other thing the parks have figured out is why spend $20 million when a $10 million ride brings as many people through the gate.
Exactly.
If you can build Jersey Devil and say it's $12 million, and you get the same attendance spike out of Jersey Devil that you got out of Nitro when you built Nitro, you won.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because you're not going to build a Nitro for under $20 million now. You'd be lucky to build a Nitro for under $25, $28 million.
Yeah. And the problem that a lot of these enthusiasts, what I call the entitled enthusiasts, the thing they don't understand is they're not looking at it from a money perspective. They're not looking at it...
They want a top 10 coaster in every park every year.
No, they want a top 10 coaster in their park every year.
Yeah, and you're not going to get that.
No.
You're just not.
Now, like somebody that was watching earlier, they probably left after I said that, people were saying they were disappointed with the announcements. I don't think anybody should be disappointed with the announcements, to be honest. I mean, what we've just talked about already, I think is fantastic. One, they're great attractions. They're gonna do what they're supposed to do. Again, people, you got to remember this. You know how many people? You know what the percentage of people that go to different parks?
It's really low. A lot of people that go from one Six Flags to another.
3% of the entire pass membership base go to multiple parks. That's the enthusiasts.
Honestly, the flat ride though that I think I'm jonesing the most
Daredevil
is
Dive.
Daredevil Dive at Fiesta, Texas.
Yeah, that's the next thing we're going to talk about, and that's the newer Zamparella Air Race, Super Air Race, which, as if you watch the video, it rises up and then spins and twirls and whirls.
I know you've ridden Air Race. I've ridden Air Race at Coney Island.
Yeah, the Coney Island one.
I loved it.
Coney Island's is bigger than Casino Piers.
Yeah.
And I find that Casino Piers was better.
Because
it was smaller in a diameter and circumference and everything.
Yeah, so it feels like it's spinning faster because it's smaller. I think this ride is just going to be so cool. I really do think it's going to be a good fit. I think it's going to be a blast. I think people that haven't ridden an Air Race are just going to be really surprised by how much fun that is.
And I think this one right here, Daredevil Dive, and like the Supergirl, I think of the new clones.
Oh, I hope so. Well, we already know Supergirl is.
Yes.
We've already seen like 3 of those in this video stuff.
Now, Sidewinder Safari at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, Spinning Mouse.
And new.
So, again, something they need, something that doesn't cost a lot, and the general public's going to love it.
You know, Catwoman's whip is the same as the Great Escape ride, isn't it?
Yes.
Just bigger car, hopefully.
This one, I think this one show. Yeah,
this one's showing 4 wide.
Yeah.
So maybe both of them will be wider versions, and the animation's wrong, or maybe they're gonna be what they are. But they're still a really fun ride. I'd love to see a really high capacity version of it because I want to see them move a line with it.
Well, technically, that's not high capacity. It's still 4 seats.
Oh, 8 on each end.
No, it's only. Wait, is it?
Back to back, aren't they?
Oh, it is. Okay, all right. So
16 seats.
All right, yeah. So that's definitely.
But what I'm thinking is like if you remember when the S&S Screamin' Swings first came out, there were 2 seats back to back on 2 arms, so you had a total of 8 riders.
Yeah.
Then you go look at what Lake Compounce got.
Yeah.
Which was, 8 seats on each arm, 8 seats facing, still 16 on each arm, 32 riders a cycle.
Yeah.
That actually moves the line really well. And I'm wondering if that Catwoman's whip, they're putting it at 2 of the smaller parks. St. Louis is not really one of the biggest attendance parks.
And then
Great Escape is one of the smallest.
And then you got Six Flags America with Harley Quinn. They actually use the same footage as us.
Six Flags America puts a sinister spin on the new
See, somebody said it's the same exact
animation that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. You might pay for it again. I don't know. I saw B&M invert in that shot.
I don't know, but regardless. But here's the weird thing.
They don't have a B&M invert.
No. The weird thing is, this is going to do amazing things for that park.
Oh, I think so.
Because remember we went to CoasterCon and they were telling us, what's his name there?
Was it Bob you're talking about?
No.
Oh, the park rep?
No, the one that's a total fanboy.
Bob and Shannon?
No. The black guy and the white guy. Okay. Sam
Marks.
Sam,
okay.
Yeah. Remember him telling us that when
they put in the tower.
They put in the Sky Screamer.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, lasso. Yeah, that.
Wonder Woman's lasso. That the like seasons past sales have never been higher. And
because
pre-season.
Yeah,
not even a full season yet.
Yeah, so
I think this is gonna
do the same exact thing.
And the water attraction they put in last year did really good for the park last year. So.
Now I know for a fact I got this one wrong. Wahoo Wave at Darien Lake. I thought they were gonna go like go cheap, retheme everything back to Superman and do the DC thing and all that.
And they didn't.
They didn't, and I thought maybe they were gonna get like a flat ride or something.
And I was expecting with them taking over the first year, they'd want to go in with a bang, and well, they're going in with a water ride, but.
Well, this year they put in a Sky Screamer.
Yeah, but I was still expecting another, because just trying to get Darien Lake back on the attendance level that it was headed for.
Well, I think this is going to help too.
Oh, it's going to help the water park, definitely.
Yeah. And then Whitewater Bay, which is one that they took over in Oklahoma City.
Wahoo Racer.
They're getting a mat race. I want one of those at Six Flags New England.
We need one of those at Six Flags New England. The capacity is great.
Bonsai Pipeline, basically the same thing that we have. I don't know if this one drops. Let me see.
Hurricane Harbor Arlington introduces a brand
Oh yeah, it's the same exact ride.
ride.
It's probably the same foot. It's probably the footage of our park.
Yeah, we got the first one, didn't we?
No, but it's the same ride that we got, and it's gonna hurt after a while. So, and then Hurricane Harbor, Phoenix. This must be a new one. Paradise Island, they're getting
that's
whatever.
Park, yeah.
And then Whitewater in Atlanta. I think that's the water park down the road or something.
Down the street. From
They're getting
Georgia.
Python Plunge, which I think is basically what this is.
Yeah,
I think it's the same.
It seems like they like to do that a lot, like buy a couple rides from the same company. It looks like Tidal Wave is the same thing.
No, different slide.
Different slide, yeah.
It's like bowl slides.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a bowl, but it doesn't swirl around it.
No,
And that's
it's
at
like a bowl,
Magic
yeah.
Waters at Rockford, Illinois. Magic Mountain is getting fisted this year, but that's
they
because
still
of their
haven't got
West
their ride yet.
Yeah, they still haven't
From
got their
last
ride.
year.
Yeah, so it's been a mess for Magic Mountain, I would say.
I mean, I heard they had to do some re-engineering on that ride, right from go, supports and stuff, and wouldn't doubt because it's code changes and stuff in California
Yeah.
due to earthquakes and such.
Yeah, that happens. So let me ask you guys, what did you guys think about? What did you guys think about the announcements overall as a collective? And then let me know give me your 3 worst announced attractions and give me your 3 best, your 3 favorite attractions. I'm going to pull up the list again for us. I'm going to tell you mine first, and Dave, you tell me what your 3 is. I'm going to start, where the hell is it? Definitely, I think the best one was Jersey Devil. That's what I think. I would say the second best is going to be Aquaman, and then third best, I'm going to say Daredevil Dive. I think those are my top 3 picks.
I'm going to say Jersey Devil definitely for number 1. I'm probably going to go about the same with you on all 3 of those. Whoops, what did I do? I just clicked it.
Yeah, you clicked it.
I clicked it. I didn't want to click it. I just wanted to stay where I was. Okay, go back. Yeah, I think I'd stay with those 3. Oh, we started Jim Reed Anderson again.
Can I skip? Is there a way to skip?
Fast forward? No, I don't think you can. Oh, maybe.
Hello.
Nope.
I'm Jim Reed Anderson, Chairman, President.
We'll have to queue it up for the next show.
Oh, wait. No. I downloaded that thing.
Oh, did you?
I did. Right here,
So you'll be able to advance it then.
I think.
7 minutes, yeah. I should be able to. Yeah, right there on your screener. See if you can advance it. There you go. Yeah, right there.
Let me see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have it so it's muted.
Yeah, we'll have to give him the audio now.
Hey, why? Oh, you know why? Because it's not doing its thing. It's not on.
What do you mean it's not on?
They can't see this yet because it's a preview.
Oh, okay. So you have to actually make it go through the.
Oh, wait, there's the X's on his mouth.
Okay, there you go.
I don't know how many of you seen the video. I'm going to show this to everybody.
Hello, I'm Jim Reed Anderson, Chairman, President, CEO, and Master Chef of Six Flags, where we're cooking up a sensational selection of Michelin star thrills for the 2020 season.
On that other one.
Wait,
too late.
this-
Unlike those loud, swearing British TV chefs, all we're cooking up for you is wholesome fun and delicious goodies. And of course, we'll be dishing out a new attraction at each and every Six Flags park. So, let's get cooking. We're gonna add a couple
I wanted to get it to the part where he's fake swearing. That's what I really wanted.
I'll go watch the video at the end there because it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
funny.
All right, so let's see what they say. Let's see. Top 3, Jersey Devil, Outlaw, Catwoman, Daredevil.
Devin eats tacos.
Jersey, Texas, definitely top of the charts. Darren Lake Rowan and Frontier City. Outlaw Jersey, Aquaman, and Daredevil Dive.
Yeah, so we didn't do the worst. We did our best, but we didn't do
Yeah.
our worst.
Oh, bottom 3, Over Georgia, Package, Bonsai Pipeline because of Aquaman, and Phoenix Edition. Yeah. Yeah, I know. For those that don't, yeah, I think everybody knows that. That was his last video. He'll be out of here in February, and he was.
I think he did a good job.
He
I really
did. He turned the company around. It might be what you guys don't like. I know some of these people that are watching actually have a brain, and they after I talk to them and tell them, because like there's some people our age, in betweens and stuff,
Yeah.
and trust me, I don't pretend to be a know-it-all. I don't want people to think like I know it, because I don't. I don't pretend to. I don't want to. I just, I type up little notes just to read things that I stole off the internet to talk about, just because I felt like it's cool. If I think it's cool and I think you guys want to hear, that's what I do. So, with that being said, I've grown as a person over time. We all do. Maybe, not everybody, but some of us
grow up eventually.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And don't get me wrong, and I've said this a million times, I am just as guilty as everybody else of that entitlement. When you first get into the Costa clubs and into this enthusiast club, and then you see things, and then you get part of it, and then you're like, oh, you want more. It's a greed thing, because you're just excited, you're getting spoiled, and then finally you get these wish lists in your head, and they're not coming, and you're like, what the hell, why ain't they listening to us? Because us, as a collective, is 3% of the company.
Yeah, we're a small demographic.
They don't
when it
make
comes
money.
To everybody they're making.
Jeremy says high school isn't fun. It's not meant to be fun.
You're meant to learn. You got a
Yep.
lot to learn.
So I feel at the end of the day, if you guys see, like Dave and I run businesses, so we know from a different standpoint. We both are on the other side of the fence, where a lot of you guys don't get to see with parks, because we've built relationships with parks. A lot of you guys just go to the parks and don't really have that connection. So when you talk to the parks and they tell you things, and they trust you enough to keep you tight-lipped about things, I know so much stuff that, that I don't talk about, because they ask me not to talk about. They trust me enough that, they say, hey, talk about this, not that.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you about this. I might bust you guys balls about what I know and I don't, but I'm not telling you what it is. That was like last night. I knew exactly what the announcement for Six Flags New England was. I knew that we weren't getting the water park. I knew exactly what it was.
And you didn't know before you pegged it. That guess was
No, I
guess.
didn't. I found out after.
You found out after that you were right, but that guess was a guess.
Yeah, I got an email.
I got an email right after that.
Yeah, I got an email.
Like, how did you forget out?
Yeah.
You only got one hint.
Yeah.
It wasn't that hard.
Yeah, and I
Sorry,
figured
guys.
that. So, and people last night were like, tell me. Charles. Matter of fact, Charles is doing like the New England stuff and stuff for TPR.
Okay, yep.
So, great dude. I consider him a friend, like, brother like you. And he was begging me last night. I was streaming Planet Coaster last night. We were just talking like pregame and he was texting me. He was blowing me up like a high school. I'm just busting your balls, Charles. Don't take offense to it. And I'm throwing him under the bus a little bit. and I'm kind of answering him to a sense here as I'm seeing it pop up on the screen. Because I also use my phone like when I'm doing Planet Coaster, because I don't have the chat pop up.
Yeah,
so I have the chat here. So I see him type in there, and I see a text message pop up, and he'd be like, da 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 da. I'm like, we're busting his chops. Like, oh, he even said, he's like, oh, it's like addicting like crack. He wants to know. And I'm like, I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I know there was leaks, and we were talking about the leaks last night. I feel it's okay to
speculate, but I don't want to go and ruin the park's announcement.
Yeah, see,
don't
I
steal
didn't
their
give it up. The whole thing is, it's funny. It's like I find out things and I don't want to. There's people in parks that have loose lips a lot. Like I could get people fired, and I won't. And it doesn't matter if Jen puts a gun to my head. I'm not gonna rat them out.
Yeah, no.
I'm not that kind of guy. I don't rat people out. But
Sometimes the hardest thing is knowing, because everybody's going to badger you if they find out that you know, or even if they think that you know.
Well, that was like when
And you just got to kind of keep it quiet. It's harder to keep it quiet when you know.
Yeah, because
when it's not a guess.
That was like when I was doing the Grove show with Wicked Cyclone, when I knew before, I mean, everybody saw what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the markers and all that. And then when I knew, and I stopped talking about Wicked, that's the dead giveaway. Because up to that point, we were talking about it. And as soon as I found out, I shut my mouth.
Yeah. And that was after you saw it.
When I saw the ride animation, I saw everything. I knew what was coming. I was shown everything. And then
I remember that night. I got a message from Josh that night. It says, Dave, you're right.
Yeah.
And about the most modest terms, Dave, you were right about Cyclone. I'm like, oh, so we are getting Wicked Cyclone, are we?
Yeah. And, yeah. Again, people are leaking this stuff because they want that. And I said this last night. I said, all these people want the hits on their YouTube, social media, and that's all they do. They're trying to be the cool guy, and they don't realize that 5 minutes after that's been done, you've already been forgotten that you were the one that did it. And
you got the hits quickly, and that's it. But you have to keep doing it every time to get the hits. Meanwhile, you're ruining your relationships with parks because they're not going to want to tell you anything if you blast it out every 10 seconds.
Yeah, and on top of that, and the reason why I know that you're forgotten about when you crack the code, when I made a video about the 252 and the pictures and all that, Amusement Insider, that new guy from Canada, he made a video about it. He emailed me and was like, hey, well, one of the guys was like, hey, can we use this image? We'll give you credit. And I said, yeah, go ahead. I don't care. And they put SFNEOnline on the screen with that picture, and they were talking about giving us credit for the theory. They were the only ones
that did it,
that gave me credit. But everybody was like, oh, someone, they wouldn't say who said it.
Yeah,
someone said, because they were taking the credit.
Yep.
I don't care about if people take credit. I don't care about that. It ain't about that. I'm a weird YouTuber. I don't really care. You know, I care, but I don't care. So with that being said, with all that, one entity of anything gave me credit. I was the only one that came out with that. I posted that thing, and then it circulated and caught on fire through the whole internet. One person gave me credit. That's why I'm saying,
hey, Charles is going to be at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. He should take some pictures. Take that train ride around and take some pictures.
Yeah, Charles, take some.
I know they've started.
Oh, yeah, they've been digging up and stuff.
They've been digging.
Yeah, Charles, if you could take pictures and send them to me, I would greatly appreciate that. See, he was like, him and his wife had tickets, and he was on the fence about when they were going to go. And I said, dude, if you keep digging, you're not going to go this year, and you would have wasted the money on the tickets. Just go.
Yeah,
just get up and go. I said, you're not going to be disappointed by the parks. They're fun parks.
No, both those parks are excellent.
And then he texted me the other day. He was like, thanks for giving me a little push to do it.
The only bummer is not having Volcano at King's Dominion anymore.
Yeah, but other than that,
I have a feeling that will be a short-lived bummer because I think something's going to happen in that spot. Not this year, but within the year or two, I think we're going to see something.
Yeah.
I mean, look what happened with King's Island. They cleared out Firehawk, and nobody really cried about Firehawk, but they cleared out an entire coaster, and everybody's going, okay, why are they taking a coaster out? Well, they need the space for Orion.
Yeah.
Are you going to cry about Firehawk now?
No. Yeah, not at all. So
even if you don't think Orion's going to be that great ride, I'm sure you're going to like it better than Firehawk.
Yeah, see, and he said, and we did, for me telling him to go. I mean, I get it. I used to be the same way Charles used to be. I still do it sometimes. This bastard over here is always egging me. Come on, go to Europe, go here or go there. And I'm like, come. They own cabins in Dollywood. They invite me.
I've been trying to drag him down to Tennessee to Dollywood. He hasn't lived in Lightning Rod yet.
Yeah.
Still doesn't have Lightning Rod yet.
Yeah, and every year they invite me, and I know they're gonna invite me every year until I drop dead, and as long as they own the cabins, and I go, yeah, maybe, no, I can't, whatever. When realistically, I can just get in a car or an airplane and go.
Yeah, Cody, I have been to Great Escape several times. I think it will do well with your crowd because it is a thrilling ride. And the more I think about it, I think the capacity won't be as much of an issue because your crowd tends to be a little on the young side because it still has its storybook days of Storybook Land where a lot of the young kids, and they do this storybook stuff. They go to the Alice's in Wonderland. They go visit the Woman in a Shoe. Canyon Blaster seems to be a pretty popular roller coaster, even though it really doesn't do a lot.
Yeah.
It's
I liked it. It was all right. It was small, but
it's a small mine train, but it can take the smaller riders.
Yeah.
I mean, but your most thrilling rides are like what, Sasquatch and Comet
And Steam and Pilot, Demon Dump.
and a Boomerang.
Yep.
So I think this will be something they like.
Yeah, see, John said, hey, I listened to you, Josh, about Sesame Park, and went. That part, we were talking about that earlier.
He's giving me crap because I haven't been there yet.
Yeah, he hasn't been there, and I was like, it's small, but it's awesome.
He'll throw Sesame Street at me, and I'll throw Alton Towers, Thor.
Yeah, I haven't been to that side.
Land, Europa.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and go what I think the worst. I'm going to say Paradise Island is one.
I would say that, but honestly, for that
They
water
prob-
park being
they
new,
prob-
they probably need
need
a
it.
wave pool.
I'm going to go, honestly, I'm going to go Catwoman, Outlaw, and Viper.
I'm going to go Viper. Viper all day long because I've ridden it unless it's going to get major changes. I'm sorry for you folks in Montreal, but y'all like punishment.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like...
You ride up for rough rides. You ride up for punishment.
And the only reason why I'm saying Outlaw and Catwoman's whip the whatever you call them things. What type of ride is that?
What, Catwoman's whip?
The Outlaw run there.
The Outlaw, the skyscrapers.
Yeah.
That's what
They're fun rides, but I just seeing it being a crap fest in the parks. Capacity.
Great Escape, I don't think it'll be... If it's the same one that they were showing the pictures of, he was saying the pictures are 4 wide back-to-back, so it'd be 16 riders. That at Great Escape's probably would be okay. Because the crowds at Great Escape are kind of small.
I mean, because if they announce
Especially, there'll be a lot of people watching that ride,
well,
not riding that ride.
Well, it's like Cyborg at Great Adventure. Everybody watches, nobody rides, and that ride's not even...
that bad.
Because it looks like it flips a lot, and it doesn't.
I remember seeing that here at Six Flags New England with Twister. There was always more people watching than actually riding it on a lot of occasions.
Well, that hurt. That ride hurt.
But like even when it was new and nobody knew that, there's still a lot of people watching it because they were like, I'm not doing that. It goes upside down.
Yeah, so, I mean, personally, for me, I do like the ride, but it wouldn't be... Like, if New England got
It's
if New
sizably more scary
imagine
than
if New England got that.
that would be a mess. They'd have to have 2 of them.
Yeah, they're battling ones.
They'd have to have like back-to-back version or something. More capacity than what's on that.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a good fit. I mean, I don't know. I've never been to St. Louis, so I don't know how big that park is.
I haven't been there either, so I can't say anything on that. But
to me, I think those are the worst.
If you stick that at New England or Magic Mountain or Great Adventure, you're gonna have some issues. That's my major worry with Jersey Devil is going to be how does it process the line. But I said the same thing with Joker.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to take back the Catwoman whip and the Outlaw. I just found another one. Bonsai Pipeline. Not a fan. I like water slides, but I do not like Bonsai Pipeline. I'm gonna go Paradise. I'm just gonna say for me personally, Paradise Island, Bonsai Pipeline, and Viper.
And for me, honestly, the only one I don't like is the Viper, and that's because I really didn't like the coaster in the first place. I don't see the point in saving it and moving it because unless Intamin's like rebuilding the entire thing to be sizably better, I don't see it being great. 2021.
Well, here's my thinking on 2021. It's going to go one of either way. Now, we didn't. I looked it up. December of last year was when that water park expansion got approved by the town. The one I talk about, the pool, the cabanas, the changing rooms, the outdoor showers, the renaming of the beach.
So if we don't get that this year, it's coming for next year.
I think, well, probably. I think they might for 21, but I think if they're going to do that, I think they're going to add slides with it.
Obviously. Yeah.
If they're
not just going to add infrastructure and say, "Look, we added infrastructure," and brag about that.
I think they're
going to have something. New.
And I think if they do that, I think they already have a water course. But I heard there's a lot of problems with the Typhoon. I don't see them. Well, I think Typhoon's a prototype.
It's an early one. Yeah, I don't know if it's the prototype, but it's definitely an early one. But I definitely see.
I see something like this title. I see something like Tidal Wave, or Wahoo Racer, or Wahoo Wave.
I think we're due for a coaster, but I don't think we're going to get it till 2022.
Yeah, I
think 2021 is going to be one more year and it's probably going to be, since we haven't really focused on the water park in the last two, that it's going to be a lot for the water park.
Well, actually, you know
quite a
the
bit
last
for the
time we
water
got a
park.
water park attraction? 2013 with Bonsai Pipeline.
It's been that long, yeah. So there's going to be water park. It's going to be. No, that's not to say that they don't necessarily do what you're saying, add a couple of water slides, and then throw us a flat ride in the other park too. Because they seem to be on a pretty big flat ride kick, and they seem to be finding some decent deals on the flat rides. So.
Well, I think if they're gonna honestly what they're gonna do, because look what they're doing here, one one complex.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna get like either a Wahoo Racer, Wahoo Wave, the Darien Lake, or Tidal Wave.
Honestly, I hope it's Wahoo Racer if we're getting a water slide, because I think Wahoo Racer would be good for us.
Well, I told Jen that, and I sent pictures of it. I said, get this kind of model.
But it'd be nice if you put both of those together.
Oh, what, these two?
If you had both of those, if you had the Wahoo section with the Wahoo Wave and the Wahoo Racer.
Oh, yeah.
You brought them both in. Even if you brought them in one year after another.
Yeah.
You know, 2 good rides there. For water rides, anyway.
Because I hear there's a rumor that Swiss Family slide, the purple one, I heard that one's on the chopping block.
Wahoo Wave would be a good replacement for that.
Yeah, or Wahoo Racer.
Racer, I think, would be a good fit for the area you were talking about redoing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because it is near the gate, but you're talking 6 lanes of mat slides. It's going to just eat people up. That's what I think, Mike. I think it's not going to be till 2022 that we see a new coaster. And my prediction right now could be changed, but I'm really leaning toward it's going to be a single rail. I'm really thinking it's going to be a single rail. It might actually be a custom, but I'm be willing to bet you it's probably going to be more like the first versions they built, which will be smaller than Great Adventures.
Yeah, you're probably going to get more like a clone of Wonder Woman.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah, a clone of Wonder Woman, which people really do like. I've heard some really good things about it.
Yeah, Marcus Bean, that we all know,
but
he rides all the time. He says it's an awesome ride.
But it could change. I mean, if everybody goes crazy over Aquaman, then that very well could come to our park too. I mean, you're not talking a big footprint for that. It's all in a straight line.
700 feet of track.
It's all in a straight line, so it's not hugely long.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Max? But yeah, like I said, I think the coaster that I thought would be 21 is going to get pushed to 22. I agree with you on that, Dave. And I think you're going to get that infrastructure of a new pool and all that, plus maybe like a Wahoo Racer or a Wahoo Wave, something like that. Because you already got a water coaster. I'm sure they'll work out the kinks, whatever, with Typhoon. Typhoon's fun when it works. I like Typhoon. Even though I'd like to see a newer one come, but I don't think that's going to happen.
What, where for the coaster?
I honestly think if they put a coaster in, Goliath and Flashback.
If they're doing the water coaster that we're talking about, I'm thinking it's going to be right where Goliath is, and I think it'll fit there without even taking Flashback out.
Oh, yeah.
If they go single rail, well, they're probably going to have to get rid of both of them if they put it there. But there's been a few other spots that they could possibly put them. I mean, there was rumors over the Cars at one point in time, which is now the Safari.
Oh, they were going to rip the Safari out.
They were going to rip the Safari out at one point in time.
Yeah, because that's where the original placement of Gotham City Gauntlet was supposed to be.
And I've also heard rumors that Blizzard River was something they were considering because the ridership's just not
You
there.
saw it today.
There's nobody in line. It
Well,
was 80-something degrees, and there was nobody... Well, there's nobody in line for anything, but there were...
Yeah, the park was really dead today.
But there really wasn't... I've never really seen a line for Blizzard River.
I haven't seen a Blizzard River in years.
Not since it was new.
I would say, like, early, mid...
I don't see them taking the SLC out. Not with the money they just spent painting it and buying the new trains.
And
that's staying. That's staying for a while.
Yeah, you're probably getting at least 10 years out of that.
You're going to get several more seasons before they even think about touching that. And let's face it, the Enthusiast might not like it. The GP eats it up.
Yep, GP loves it. Not to interrupt your conversation, but do you B&M flawless or inverts more?
Inverts.
Yeah, inverts.
I'm a big fan of inverts.
They got more. That
was kind of the reason. That was kind of one of the big pushes over the hump to go to the UK the first time, and one of the big pushes to go to this Germany trip. I rode Nemesis at Alton Towers, and from the moment they built Black Mamba, I was like, "Wow, that's awesome! Wow, that's awesome! Wow, that's awesome!" Well, when this trip came up, and I'm like, "Oh, look, Phantasialand's on the trip. Black Mamba." That was one of the coasters I was most excited to ride. Was Black Mamba. It did not disappoint. It's not Nemesis, but it's close. A lot closer than anything in the States. It's like Nemesis, Black Mamba, and like everything else, and then Raptor. But we're not gonna go into Raptor.
Yeah, flawless coast. I mean, in all defense of being flawless, Batman at Six Flags New England is probably the most intense one I've ever ridden. Because
It's
of the
a
small
really
form.
tight layout, very forceful.
Like-
But the problem I have with most of the Florists is they were built when B&M first came on the scene, and they started doing the inverts, the early inverts. We're talking your Batman that rides. Nemesis was made in '94. Okay, so anything like, let's say 98 and before, the intensity level of those smaller layouts pulled some serious G-forces. I mean, go
Yeah.
ride a Batman the Ride if you want to call me wrong. But ride the Batmans, and you'll see on those clones, those loops are forceful.
Yeah, they are.
And that 0G roll is a 0G roll. You go ride Nemesis, and it lives up to all the hype with the theme, but it's also one of those rides that really, really pulls some forces. But then you get into some of the later stuff, and it's not there.
No.
You know, you ride Medusa, and I'm not going to say Medusa doesn't have any force, but Medusa's a lot, it's bigger, it's smoother, the elements are more drawn out, and it's not that hard G-forces you got with the coasters before that.
Hey, what's up, Jake Kite? How's Fiesta Texas today? Yeah, no, I agree, and that's why I prefer Batman at New England because it's he's saying Black Mamba was 04?
No, Black Mamba, I'm not sure. I have to look that up. I'm not sure exactly when it was. I said 94 for Nemesis, and I remember watching after riding Nemesis. I remember seeing Black Mamba, and I was like, I want to ride this, I want to ride this, I want to ride this, but yeah, it's... Black Mamba was not as intense as Nemesis, force-wise.
Yeah, I mean,
It was forceful, don't get me wrong, but it's like B&M made, for a little while with the inverts, they went big, giant elements. Raptor. Alpengeist. Not that I don't like the rides. do
I
like
love
the rides.
Alpengeist.
But
Montu's
Montu
better.
to Alpengeist, Montu all day long. Montu's a better ride.
Yeah, Montu is awesome.
You know, and Afterburn, which is the top, the one at Carowinds, is excellent as well. I was actually pleasantly surprised when I went to California and rode their version of Top Gun, which is called Afterburn. No, Flight Deck. I was pleasantly surprised at how forceful it was. That helix at the end of the ride feels like it's taking it way too fast. You come to the end of the ride and you're just screaming right along. But it was good. I liked the ride. And some of the other ones, the inverts, Talon's okay. I like Talon. But I don't feel the same forces on Talon that I felt on, Montu or Nemesis.
Yeah, Montu's nuts. I remember when the first
Even
time,
Afterburn. Afterburn's another one.
Yeah, I remember when I ride Afterburn, Montu, but Montu specifically, all those elements that you're just diving into and going into, and just the way that thing is laid.
That second inversion coming into where the gateway is, that you flip around.
Yeah.
You come into that with a lot of speed. You come out of it with a lot of speed.
Yeah, that thing's nuts.
And then the inversion right before the mid-course
You
is
said, is Monty more
wicked.
intense than Batman? I would say yes.
Montu, yeah, I think so. I would say Montu is definitely more intense than the Batman clothes, but the Batman clothes are very well done. I like them a lot.
Yeah, that whole membership thing they're talking about, Cody's considering upgrading. I personally love it just for the perks. I know you guys don't do
There you
Fright
go. Black
Fest.
Mamba opened in 06.
I know you don't do Fright Fest, but if you did Fright Fest, you get the free bracelet every time you go to get in all the haunts.
Yeah.
So, you get the preferred parking, you get
If you go to the other parks, not always at Six Flags New England, but sometimes it's really nice to have the skip the line at a park you've never been to.
Yeah, definitely.
Or a park that you want to ride a ride that's going to have a crazy line.
Yeah, so it's good
So
that.
if you go over to, say, Great America and you want to ride
See you later, Jay. He's heading home.
Max,
Gotta go. All right, so before we get out of here, because it's 10 o'clock, one quick thing that I wanted to bring up about, because if you've seen the title, it says Fright Fest. We came upon, and I'm going to pull it up, there's a new haunt for New England. New England Fright Fest. Haunted attractions. Oh, wait. More haunted attractions. All right, so there's one called Nightmare. It just says, dare you dare enter the realm of Nightmare, and the boogeyman taunts you with your deepest fears. All new for 2019, this indoor maze piles on the phobias and bad dreams at every twist. That's all it says. I talked to Jen about this today. She said that the official announcement for it is September 9th. So we'll have more information on it. What I can tell you is that, what is it? Forgotten Laboratory. It's in the Forgotten Laboratory spot, which used to be Total Darkness. Remember the big pavilion in the picnic grove that we had for Costa Con?
Okay, so you have to go through the terror trails to get there. Then.
No.
Oh, no.
You know remember Costa Con?
Yes.
That was there.
Yep.
That big huge pavilion.
It'll be in there.
There's 2 haunts in it.
Yeah.
They split it in half, put 2 haunts, so it's small. So you get Slasher Circus, which I think is great, and now you're gonna have
Nightmare,
because it used to be the other ones. They keep changing it. That spot seems like where haunted houses go to die. Terror Tales is actually part of Wicked Woods.
Yeah.
Because what they did was they split the haunt of Wicked Woods in half and made 2 haunts out of it. Still decent length, longer than the other ones. But Terror Tales is the fairy tale version of haunts, and it's actually probably one of the better ones. I'm kind of sick of this one, The Aftermath of Zombies Revenge. I think it's time to redo that. When I talked to Pete last year, he said that I guess the only one that's not really getting touched so much is Midnight Mansion. But he said, the other ones, every 3 years, they're going to start getting changed.
You got to keep them fresh.
I told him...
If it's the same gags and the same scares every time, it's going to get old.
When I talk to them, they know I'm a big Halloween haunted house freak. And I said, look, I know you don't have Disney Universal money, and you can't keep changing them out every year. I said this to him years ago. I said 3 years tops should be the length you keep a haunt.
Yeah. And you put them on a rotating schedule, so you've always got a new one coming in.
Yeah.
You've got one that's, a year old, you got one that's 2, and you got one that's about to be replaced.
Yeah, and I said because when I talk to Pete, I say I feel bad saying bad to them. They treat me very well, I treat them very well. But I'm trying to help the park. And I tried it, like I would say, I try in my head to do it so it makes financial sense.
It's got to make business sense and make sense to the park goer.
Yeah.
It's got to go both ways.
And I said to him, I said, look, you need to keep changing them out. I said 3 years tops. I said, because you've had Midnight Mansion, it's been the same since at least 2006. What they'll do is when they change it, they'll change the rooms around. They'll
just change the order.
Yeah, which is dumb.
It's still the same scenes, but it's different order.
Yeah, so it's like, you know what? I think it's time. I told him, I said, retheme it. You don't have to get rid of it. There's so many themes that I would love for them let me design them on. Just say what the parameters are of
how far you can go, what you can do, and
tell me what themes I can't use. Give me a budget and
let you go.
And let me go. And I guarantee I'd make the best haunt. I said, I'll be like, let me train the actors of what I want. Let me write the story. Let me design the haunt. No money back guarantee for me. Just in case it sucks. Just in case it sucks.
They should get a fifth.
Fury at over
Fury. No, I like Fury 325 better, but the idea of Fury at Bobby Jean Land was kind of cool where you... I don't know if you've seen the video for this. It's a Gerstlauer coaster. It's similar to Eurofighter, but it's more of the Infinity coaster, so it has the lap bars. On the lap bar in front of you, you have 2 buttons. One for forward, one for backwards. When the train rolls out on the track, everybody on the train gets to vote in which direction you're going to travel the majority of track. And then it will do its multi-launch thing. So if everybody votes backwards, or most everybody votes backwards in our case, the few people who want to go forward are totally screwed. You're going backwards.
Yeah.
Which is what happened because we had the whole coaster crew group and we had 12
Cody
coaster
sent me
crew
those.
come through the exit all at the same time. So it didn't matter what everybody else voted because no, that wasn't 12. There was not even. It was like I think there's 12 riders on the train, and there was like 6 of us. So and there was 1 empty seat. So we had majority, and we all had decided before we even got on, we all wanted to go backwards. It was having a hard time getting it to go backwards because everybody kept voting forward. So we were voting backwards, and we got backwards. It was cool. But no, it's not Fury 325. It's not long enough. It's fun. It's not long enough.
Looks like it's just home park. I'm probably missing some of this stuff. I'm not saying that. I can't say that.
That's a tough one.
Leviathan is better than Fury.
Max, I'll say this. 305 is better than both.
Nah, I still like Leviathan.
I
like I-305.
I like 305, but I've also had the privilege of riding 305 with the springtime brakes on a 90-degree day.
Yeah.
Which basically means that those trim brakes that are usually on the hill that slow down the airtime, they sort of work. They don't slow you down much. If it's hot enough, it doesn't slow you down much. They don't have the summer brakes on in the spring, which is great.
Kevin says, I'm 80% sure Six Flags Magic Mountain is going to get a T-Rex coaster for their 20th coaster and 50th anniversary.
I don't know if they're going to do a T-Rex Giga.
Well, T-Rex, I think, is Giga and Strata.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
For that? Maybe that's why it's taking them so long. I'm actually expecting to see Dollywood do a Hyper.
You think they're going to do it?
I think they're going to do a Hyper, and I think they're going to do it in 2021.
And then Jason says, Josh, you ever thought of making your own pod? Are you talking just vocal or video? Because this is really my own pod.
Yeah, this is a podcast.
I started this thing back in 2012 with what's his name? His stage name was Mr. Six on and then he moved to Florida, so it became me. But if you we didn't even talk about Saudi Arabia. So we'll talk about that quick. I forgot all about that. All right, so quickly, I forgot what the hell the name of the park is, but we'll just call it Six Flags Saudi Arabia. One, Jason's talking about Falcon's Flight. Now, this coaster is supposed to go 155 miles an hour. I have no idea how tall this thing's supposed to be, and it's going to come down a mountain into a tunnel and do all this crazy stuff.
I saw the animation, and all I could think of when I saw the animation was I've seen this before, but it was before Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 quality. It was just really, really hard to tell anything about what it was. It looked like, what was that other game that came out? It wasn't Roller Coaster Tycoon, it was the other one. The one that wanted to be Roller Coaster Tycoon, but it was all fantasy themed, and the coaster supports didn't look real. And
Jason, to answer your question, Derek Poitras. That's right. He was Mr. Six. And Larry has been a co-host as well as Tina, and we're bringing back Tina and Larry once Tina gets a little better. But we're going to be working on testing Skype. I got to test Skype on the OBS software there.
Yeah.
And once I do that, matter of fact, one of the guys in the computer section, I couldn't think in my head how to get Skype to work with the OBS, whatever the hell they call it, software. I have the program over here.
Oh, we're gonna set mine up too, so we can. So I'll be able to chime
as
in
soon as
too.
once I minimize, where the hell is it?
So we can get.
Streamlabs.
We want to get group shows going again too.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed more people stick around. Look, there's 15 people watching. People
stuck around, and we're still going at 10 past 10. We've been going for 2 hours.
Yeah, during
Smithfield, that was one of them. I think it was the one before that, though. There was another one before that, Sim Coaster or something like that.
Yeah, I remember.
It was really bad, really, really bad.
I mean, Six Flags, the company actually announced that ride, I think, in the park. It's legit happening. But when they showed you for animations, I'm going, guys, what is this? It's like if I made it on Planet Coaster.
No, it looked worse than that.
Yeah, I know.
The animation wasn't even the quality.
It would be something I would have dreamed up.
Yeah, it looked like a pipe dream. It really did.
Honestly, I don't. They say what 2023 it's supposed to open.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
see
Saudi Arabia. It's a weird climate. I mean, look what happened with Abu Dhabi. We had all these awesome parks coming to Abu Dhabi. What happened? How many actually showed up? A couple of them made it. But we didn't get everything that they were originally talking about.
No Six Flags, no SeaWorld.
At one time, there was supposed to be a SeaWorld, a Busch Gardens, a Six Flags water park.
Universal.
Universal was going in there. Disney was debating it. There was somebody else, too. There was like 5 or 6 parks all going in.
All got canceled.
And the economy crashed a little bit, and boom, all of them got canceled. And then some of them came back on track and are being built. But they're, a decade behind schedule now?
Yeah, and then...
And you're talking about Saudi Arabia.
And the common people can't afford to even go.
No, they can't. And they won't be able to in Saudi Arabia either. It's not a very... I mean, it's a wealthy country, but it's not a wealthy country.
It's wealthy for
It's wealthy for certain people.
Yeah.
And the other thing is Six Flags is going to get a real culture shock lesson trying to put an amusement park into Saudi Arabia. If you think you're going to go to Saudi Arabia and ride this ride with your wife... Wrong. You will not be sitting with your wife. You will be sitting only with somebody who is male. She will be sitting only with somebody who's female. That's just culture lessons. So you're not going to get a lot of American tourists that are going to be rushing over to Saudi Arabia to ride the tallest coaster in the world or the fastest coaster in the world, because a lot of people are going to have some problems with just the culture
plus
side.
Where it is and how it is, you know what I mean? I just don't. I honestly see it as a failure. I mean, I don't want to be a negative Nancy. I just see it as a failure because a lot of people don't want to go because that's terrorist country.
I'm wondering, honestly, how much stake Six Flags has in it and how much of it is just their name on it. Looking at that animation, it looks like somebody else's money and using Six Flags for the American
It's like I said this last night when we were talking about it briefly. I said, it's like us buying a Subway.
Yeah, exactly. Look at
you're
the
buying
franchise agreement.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Because if you look at, let's talk Disney for a second. Tokyo Disney is not owned by Disney.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's owned by a completely third-party company, but in their contract, all rides, all stuff is designed by Disney. The Disney Imagineers do all the design work. This company pays them to put it all together. So it's got the Disney name on it. But Disney does not own the park. They make royalties off it, large royalties off it, but they don't own the park.
Yeah. So they're saying. Monkey Mouse wants to soon we're going to Six Flags. Let me see. Oh yeah, I wouldn't go there. Oh, Six Flags has no rolling after it's done. So membership's not going to work there probably.
Yeah, Six Flags has no role in it. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get membership. I have a feeling it's a. We wanted to put a brand name on it, and Six Flags was affordable.
Yeah. So somebody, who the hell said it? It's over here. Oh, Max said, how do I feel about the Raptor Great Event? I love it. I think it's great. I'm happy about it. That's what I feel about Kevin Durant, Scarecrow, 3 Minute Superheroes, and that Kitty Bond Stormer Great Adventure. Legoland, but that got moved to Dubai and parks and resorts. DC property. Terror's going to hack the brakes and make the coasters crash. Oh, it's even worse. Well, all that fell apart during the recession, and a lot of American theme park companies felt the effects. Six Flags, Universal, Bush and Sea. My coastal friend is bisexual. I'm not rushing out there anytime. Falcon's Flight were built by some douchebag rich guys who want to beat roller coaster records just to show off.
And I think everybody also forgets, we also had a park in Nuremberg, Germany that at one time had, Ring Racer. The epic failure of I'm going to break the speed record before Formula Rossa broke the speed record. But that thing was going to be like 140-something miles per hour. And it was an S&S, and they never really got it to work reliably. It was just too freaking expensive, and it was too cumbersome, and it failed. It just epic failed.
And Dubai Land was the big project over there that failed.
Yep.
Everything fails. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get out of here. I'll be back. Actually, we start Wednesday nights now at same time, 8 p.m. So mark your calendars, remember. But don't worry, we'll let you know. But Wednesdays, 8 o'clock, we move to. A lot of people have asked me if I was willing to move the nights. There's a bunch of people that weren't able to watch on Thursday nights. And we've built this, oddly enough, which is weird, and I love it, we've built this community now. Like everybody's always talking. We're always talking not during the show. We're always communicating. People are coming up with ideas and video ideas. Like Cody's like, oh, I got some video idea I can't make. I'll send them to you.
Yeah.
And I want to start, and I got to get off my lazy ass, but I had the last week and a half, later, Jason, of moving, setting up. So I need to test the Skype out, and then I can have you and Larry and Tina, and I can have Jason or Kevin Durant, anybody
Yeah,
can,
we'll be able to dial them
be a co-host. And we could just do what we did tonight, we could do anytime.
Yeah.
With anybody. It just depends on the night.
We could have guests on the show that you don't even know. They could be park people. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think if once we get it tested out and get it working reliably, once I figure it out, we could get maybe a Jen McGrath or a Pete Carmichael or other parks.
I've got a couple ideas who to talk to.
Yeah.
A couple people that might be interesting to put on there.
Oh, yeah, I forgot, John. I got to send you the link to the Dropbox. So I'll do that once we sign off. Kevin,
I can't say whether it's better or worse than Fury until I actually ride the ride. I'm not going to rank Orion on a POV and then rank it versus Leviathan 305. That's not fair. I got to ride the actual ride. I want to feel the actual ride.
Well, that was
then
like
I'll make my decision where it goes.
when the announcement came that for the time being RMC Gwazi came out. And they were like, it's gonna be worse than Steel Vengeance, or it's gonna be better than Steel Vengeance. The thing wasn't even built.
We haven't even seen a POV of this, and there are people who are already talking about it being
the tracks just starting to go
better
up.
or worse. And I'm like, guys,
ride it.
Let's let them finish it. Let's ride it, and then we'll decide.
Yeah, I definitely could probably get Jerry Brick.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. And Max wants me to stay. You know what? I got company here. We got that. We want to hang out, veg out, chill out. No offense to nobody, but we're gonna chill out and hang out and stuff. We'll be back Wednesday, 8:00, and we'll see you guys next week. Just remember the new time. So, anyways, until next time, everybody, keep on coasting, y'all. Peace.